came back to Liverpool, and Richard Hughes, the sports director, have been on. They took a lot of flack for not signing anybody bar Chiesa last summer, and obviously Mamardashvili, who was sent out on loan. They took flack in January for not adding to their title challenge. They win the league, and then they go massive this summer. And I think some Liverpool fans would like a statue of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards now erected outside Anfield. So I think they're clear favourites for me, despite the fact that Arsenal obviously are trying to do business. Manchester City have added to their squad and we're in need of a rebuild. I think it's difficult to see beyond Liverpool retaining their title.
So are Arsenal in danger of being left behind? How's that Gyökeres deal coming on, Mikel?
I cannot comment in any player that is not part of our group yet.
Noni Madueke is not joining Arsenal for their pre-season tour of Asia, but other new signings, Zubimendi, Norgard and Arrizabalaga are there, and Arteta is looking to continue to add to his squad.
There's still a long time, in the window, and we are seeking still in terms of numbers. We are short, and we have to improve the depth and the quality of the squad, and we are constantly looking in the market.
Over in Switzerland, captain Leah Williamson has trained with England ahead of their Euros semi-final. That's after rolling her ankle in the win over Sweden. But Serena Wigman is optimistic Williamson will play against Italy live on talkSPORT tomorrow night. And amid concerns Australia aren't giving the British and Irish Lions enough of a game, we've been talking about where else the Lions could go on tour.
Would love to see a tour down to Argentina and maybe some of the Pacific Islands, and then the one that's been muted this year, which would be unbelievable but very, very difficult, maybe particularly on the players because of the physicality, would be a tour to France.
Ahead of the second test on Saturday, we've got live coverage of the British and Irish Lions versus First Nations and Pacifica with Owen Farrell as captain. That's on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow from 10 a.m.
Good afternoon, this is Drive. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor. I'm calling us the B team. Well, B team. Under 23s. We've got in the under 23s, right? Coming up today, we're going to discuss Usyk's big win at Wembley as his heavyweight reign continues. But the question is, everyone's asking this now, where does he rank amongst the pound-for-pound all-time greats? I'm going to try and give you my thoughts a bit later. Marcus Rashford bound for Barcelona. We're going to ask whether he's worthy of a Catalonian giant. I don't know if he is. I'm not quite sure. Gabby's going to be creating his Premier League superhero with under a month until top flight football returns on left foot, right foot, leadership, everything. And we're going to head to Switzerland, head the Lionesses Euro semi-final against Italy. Remember, that's tomorrow. All that plus we're going to look back at a brilliant win for Scotty Scheffler at the Open, and we're going to be joined by Gordon Darcy as the Lions go 1-0 up in Australia. This is Drive on talkSPORT. You can get involved 03717 22 33 44. Gabby,
what's happening?
All right. It's been a while.
This has been, mate.
They've kept us away for some reason. I don't know why. What's wrong with the Gabby and Ade combination?
You've been working too much, that's why.
Been busy doing a bit of boxing, doing a bit of Club World Cup. Oh, what a fight, dude. Dude, frightening, is he?
Do you know what I did, mate? Right before the fight started, I thought, should I have a little bet? Should I not? And I seen the odds, mate.
Which way were you going to go? Don't lie now.
I was going to go for like whatever makes more.
Okay.
So I was going to go for like Dubois.
Dubois KO.
Do you know what I mean? Like something like that. And I thought, this guy's never lost. What are you doing? Switch on. Save your money. No, don't do it. So I thought, I'm even going to have a bet. So watching the fight, you know boxing more than me, mate. But wow.
Scary, isn't it?
Usyk is like...
It's just... Yeah, he's that. No, he's that. See what you just did there? That little breathe of not saying anything for 5 seconds. He's that. I think everyone was a bit gobsmacked. Everyone was like, what's going on here? Because everyone expected it to be a knockout maybe or points, but not like that. Not violent like that.
But it was the way that punch landed as well, because it was from like over the top, and he sort of like didn't even look afterwards. It was like everything in his body went into it. Yeah. And fair play to Dubois, because
I think he wanted to hurt Dubois,
yeah,
you know.
But fair play to Dubois, because like we said upstairs, some of the fighters, like the medics are running on and they're knocked out, they need oxygen and everything. He's just on one knee, then he gets up and he's like, okay, great shot, fight's over.
But you know what some people were saying, though? If you could have got up like he did, so he bounced up at 10, right? As soon as the ref said it's up, he got up. There's some, and look, this isn't me, and we're going to be joined by Tony Bellew a bit later, and I'm sure he's going to have his opinion. But there's some were like, well, if he can bounce up like that at 10, can he not bounce up like that at 7, 8?
But do you reckon
can he not just get up?
Do you reckon the shock of that punch and the power of it as well just destroyed him? And even though he looked half okay at 6, 7 count, but maybe he was just like, oh.
To be fair, even if he did pop up at 8, he's getting popped back down straight away. Yeah. Usyk would have just really hurt him. So
what's scary though, mate, is that he was trying his hard. He was needed Dubois, and by the time he threw a shot, Usyk was out and he hit him. Dude, imagine how frustrating that is.
Imagine how tired you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big boy. What's Dubois? 250 pounds.
Exactly.
And you're running around trying to chase someone and you're throwing your biggest shots.
Was it the fight with AJ and Usyk where he was angry afterwards because he said that he's strong?
Yeah.
And he don't want to be called strong. He wanted to be...
It's called skillful.
Yeah, he wanted to be skillful.
That's when AJ kind of sort of let loose in, I think, Saudi Arabia after that fight, where he just kind of just like threw the belts
he
down.
Got the mic, didn't he?
This is what he does to everyone. This is clearly what he does to everyone, right? Because he's made Fury frustrated. Tyson Fury put something on Instagram, like saying,
on a run.
Yeah,
it was on a run.
He's motivated.
Yeah, he was on a run, motivated, and he was like, I won the 2 fights against Usyk. No, he didn't, Tyson.
Would you want to see that again?
No.
Okay,
done.
Fair. Okay.
I don't want to see Dubois, Joshua, or Fury fight Usyk. I don't want to see it.
Who do you want to see?
Josie Parker.
Fair.
And then in the future, if Usyk fancies it and still around, Itoma.
Oh, look at him.
That's one for the future, though, isn't it? Not yet. But Josie Parker deserves it.
Turkey wants it.
I know.
Like,
what he wants,
Moses is fighting in August. Yeah, what he wants, he gets, right? There's the money. Moses fights in August against Dillian White. And if Moses looks good, I'm telling you, it could happen. He could almost fast track him.
But does it show, though, because you know your boxing very well, does it show that, like, skill, movement, better than power?
Yeah, give me skill all day long. Skill,
you know what I mean? Like, look at Mayweather.
Because they're so much bigger than him. Like Dubois is 20 pounds bigger than him.
Doesn't matter.
Fury was 50 pounds.
Doesn't matter,
AJ 30 pounds. Doesn't matter.
In and out.
Doesn't matter. This guy's just so skillful. All right, Alexander Usyk, as you heard there, became a 3-time undisputed heavyweight champion by stopping Daniel Dubois in round 5. It was live on talkSPORT on Saturday night. So, simple question, not that simple. Where does he rank as a pound-for-pound great?
It's a new dawn.
talkSPORT, the home of boxing.
It's a new day.
The biggest prize in sport.
It's a new life.
Champion versus champion.
And I'm feeling good.
Let the battle begin.
Great left-hand counter from Usyk.
The mouth, is that just starting to open here from Dubois?
It looks as though it might be. His bottom lip is looking swollen. Great shot from Usyk, left hand again. The crowd respond. But he's down. Dubois down. But he's landed a huge left hand again. He's down once more. And I think it's going to be all over this time. Dubois is at the count of 8, 9, and the fight is over.
Perfection. The greatest fighter of our generation has to be.
Alexander.
That was fantastic. He said 38 was a young guy there because I said to him 38's not old because there's a lot of talk about 38 being old. And obviously, Daniel Dubois 27, so that's why he mentioned that.
Imagine how he lives his life. Usyk
probably goes away
Ukraine,
to some, yeah.
His day off, he's probably like
fishing.
Yeah, go in the sea and have a swim. You know what I mean, for an hour. Get your lengths in. Do you know what I mean? Eating the right food.
Yeah. No, I can imagine him capturing his food.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't go to what we do,
In
like
the
Aldi or
freezing
Tesco.
cold, yeah.
Like, he just goes out there into the forest and gets a spear, and that's the way, obviously he doesn't, but that's the way I think of it.
Just looks his cardio, different level, isn't it?
Different level. All right, Alexander Usyk beat Daniel Dubois for the 2nd time to become a 3-time, or 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion, obviously undisputed cruiserweight as well. That was Saturday night. Usyk put Dubois down twice in the 5th, and he was unable to beat the count on the 2nd occasion. It extends his professional record now to 24 wins, no defeats whatsoever. Hasn't touched the canvas as a pro or amateur. He spoke to talkSPORT's Gareth A. Davis after the fight and was asked where he goes from here.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know because now I want to think what next. What next? Who my next opponent? Because now I have time and think about my career and the next fight.
You're loved in Ukraine, but I really do think you are loved by us here as well, and it showed tonight.
Thank you so much. I love UK people because it's a special fans, you know.
Yeah, he's become the Brit basher. He's beaten up all our Brits. Tyson Fury twice, Daniel Dubois twice, AJ twice, Tony Bellew, Joe Joyce in the amateurs. He just keeps on beating them all. Derek Chisora.
Do you know what's crazy as well? Because before the fight, I'm thinking, the way Dubois knocked out Joshua, if you could catch Usyk, and then when you read that package out, and you like you just says, he never hit the canvas. What was I thinking? Miles off it, mate. Like, he's never hit the canvas. Maybe Dubois could give him his best shot, or maybe just eat it up and be like, oh, okay then. Now you want to play? You want to play rough? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what
play rough. Okay,
we're going to do this.
You know what I mean? Let's step it up a gear. So, like you says, he's outstanding. And does he want to fight 2 more times? Does he want to continue fighting because he's so fit and healthy?
I think that's the thing. Like, when you've done everything he's done, it's almost time to say enough's enough.
Oh, yeah, but you say that, though, but imagine the money he's making off these fights and how many more people in Ukraine he can help.
Yeah, because
maybe just fighting for that. You know what? I can beat these guys. This is easy for me. Let me keep taking these
50 million here,
these 50s. Let's get it up and then let's go and give it back to the country I live in where people need a lot of help.
Yeah, and I guess the question now that everyone's been speaking about since Saturday, like, he's clearly the best fighter of this generation.
Yes.
So that means Canelo, it means Crawford, it means all those type of guys. I think there's now a real discussion of where he is as an all-time great. Like, people are having that discussion. Like, people don't want to have that discussion because
I'm on the fence, mate.
It's a bit like, you see, like a Pele Maradona thing.
Yeah.
Until Ronaldo and Messi started doing crazy numbers, it was always Pele and Maradona. Then Ronaldo and Messi came, and then all of a sudden you could put them in that discussion.
But don't you look at like how hard he is to hit, and then you look back at, say, heavyweights. Talking about
70s and the 80s.
Yeah, it's like Tyson, Ali, looking at Lennox Lewis, Holyfield. How hard Usyk is to hit. Do you think any of them guys will struggle against him?
Yeah, they would. And people don't want to admit this. I don't know why people don't want to hear it. Like, we had Lennox Lewis with us in the studio.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it to Lennox because he's right there and he's big.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, you lost twice, Lennox. Like, this guy here is unbeaten. He's unbeaten in 2 different weight classes. But people don't want to hear that Usyk could beat Lennox Lewis. I don't think he does beat Lennox Lewis. I just want to put that out there.
Does he beat Tyson, Usyk?
Mike Tyson, yeah.
Oh,
I think he does. Yeah.
Even Angry Mike.
Even Angry Mike.
Angry Mike.
Even Angry Mike.
Angry Mike.
The Texans are going to come in, boy.
Angry Mike. He was just.
I think he beats
laying
him.
people out.
I think he beats him.
Just picks him off.
I think he picks him off.
Just frustrates him.
That's what it is.
Gets angry.
Yeah.
Finishes him.
Literally, this is a boxing match.
What will Tony Bellew say?
I think Tony Bellew would say Alexander Usyk beats Mike Tyson.
Really?
I think the only person that Tony Bellew would say Alexander Usyk doesn't beat is Muhammad Ali. I think that's it. I think that's how. I genuinely believe that's what Tony's going to say.
So you're saying Usyk beats Lewis? Remember, you might have to work with him again. Maybe sit on the fence.
No, honestly, he's that special though.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are going to say, and look, the phone lines are open, 03717 223344. I think a lot of people are going to say the heavyweight era now is rubbish. That's what they do, right? They compare eras, don't they? They say, oh, when Lennox Lewis was fighting, it was incredible. I actually think it's a very, very good heavyweight era.
Of course.
I just think he's the top of the tree.
And as well, people might have looked back and says, has he got the power? Well, he showed it on the weekend. He showed it because...
He can put your bottom down.
To put Dubois down like that, and his gum shield come out, didn't
Look what he did to Fury when Fury was wobbling around the ring. Has he got the power? Who's done that to Fury?
Exactly.
He's literally like... I know Deontay Wilder's put Fury down, but look at the way Fury was on skates.
He was running around. Yeah, got to agree with you.
He's got the power. Honestly, he's got the power.
And he's got the cardio, the movement.
Dude, this guy won everything as an amateur as well. I think we forget that. He won Olympic gold, 350 odd fights as an amateur. I want to know the people that beat him. Where are they? Because they must be incredible. But he won everything as an amateur. European, world, Olympic. Again, cruiserweight undefeated, heavyweight undefeated. Everyone said he's too small for heavyweight. He's now the same size as these guys. He looks as big as them and he's beaten them.
And you see as well, when you talk about retirement and boxers, does he really get hit with a big shot?
No.
So why wouldn't he carry on?
No.
Why not? Yep. Do your camp 2-3 months. You keep yourself fit all the way through the year. Go and get 50 million here, 40 there, 50 there. Go, like I said earlier, go and help so many other people in Ukraine that need it. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's what he
lottery
does.
tickets, not going to turn on his lottery tickets. Who are you going to fight next? No problem.
Line
Easy. No problem. Easy.
Line him up.
Yeah.
Honestly, line him up.
Who wants it next?
Yeah, we're taking your calls on this. A couple of things there. Who would you like to see Mr. Alexander Usyk fight next? Again, the names are out there. Joseph Parker, Kabiel, Moses Atalma, everyone's maybe talking about Jai Pattaya, Tyson Fury. And this is the big question. Where does he rank as a pound-for-pound great? Would he beat Mike Tyson? Would he beat Ali, do you think? Joe Frazier, George Foreman? Give us a call, 03717 223344. Good afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices, guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we are going to be looking back on the British and Irish Lions win in the first test against Australia. Brighton striker Evan Ferguson will have a medical with Italian side Roma. Good move from him. Very good move, isn't it?
I like it though.
Didn't work out at West Ham, did it?
No, it didn't. No. Especially he knew Graham Potter as well, which was very odd with the problems West Ham had up front as well. But sometimes get away.
Loads of players Gilmore, in Italy now, aren't they? Loads.
Tammy Abraham has been over there as well. So why not try a different league and you might be the start of him.
He'll be good over there. Man City have put a £35 million price tag on West Ham target James McAtee. And host of talkSPORT's Fight Night, Adam Cattrall, joined the breakfast show this morning, and he was asked where Alexander Usyk, this is going to be interesting to hear this, ranks amongst the all-time greats.
I don't know the exact number where he fits, but he's definitely in the top 10. And, you know, if people have him as the greatest, listen, man, that's their own opinion. For me, there's others that maybe come in there, the likes of the Joe Lewises, the Muhammad Alis and all those types of things. But he's definitely top 10. With what he's doing in the modern era, it's frightening.
Is it right? This is the debate, and I love it because you've got a lot of old-timers. They're like, how dare you? He's never, what are you talking about? But you can only go on what he's doing right now, and he's doing an incredible job. So that's the question we're asking now. We are taking your calls. Where does Alexander Usyk rank as a pound-for-pound great? 03717 223344. The phone lines are lighting up here. This is going to be busy, but we're going to try and take as many calls as possible. Let's go to Gavin in Liverpool. Gavin, big boxing fan. Go on. What do you make of it?
Good afternoon, Gavin.
How are we doing, guys? You all right?
Oh, well, mate.
Well, my opinion first is that I know you touched upon it a couple of minutes ago. Lennox, I think, beats Usyk. So I think Lennox wipes the floor with every heavyweight other than the current heavyweight, other than Usyk. I think it would be a very, very tight fight, but I think he beats him. He just had such a devastating jab, Lennox Lewis. I know he lost twice, but he beat those fighters in the rematches. So he's beat everyone that he's fought. I just think Lennox is too big. And I know you can use Fury and say he's bigger, but I just think Lennox is different level. I'd put him up there as one of the greatest heavyweights ever.
You know what's interesting about Lennox? I was with Lennox on Friday, Gav, and I said to Lennox, like, what was your lightest weight? And like, what was your heaviest? And he said around 220, my lightest, which is kind of what Usyk is. Yeah. And around 240, 250, which is kind of what Dubois is. You know, they weren't as big as we think. They weren't that massive, these guys. So Usyk isn't giving away too much size to Lennox as we think he is. But I'm with you, by the way, Gav. I think Lennox beats him. I think Lennox he's not afraid. The jab, he's as strong. He's Olympic gold medalist as well. Let's not forget Lennox. So he's a good fighter as well. It's not like he's, can't box. So I'm with you. But Gav, he looked really good, didn't he, Gav, on Saturday?
Mate, he is an all-time great for me. He's an all-time great. There's no question whatsoever. What he's done at cruiserweight, what he's now done at heavyweight, he's come in and cleaned up. You cannot say anything but good things about the man. And honestly, his movement at
scary, isn't it?
I don't think 38's old, but he's showing the world that you can be in such peak condition at 38. He's wiping the floor with everyone. I don't think anyone gives him a good match now. Yeah, not even Parker. I think he'll just beat Parker as well. So.
Who would you like to see him in with then? Because there's clearly a couple more fights left. I think he's keen to fight a couple more times before he hangs him up. Well, if it's two more, who are the two?
Parker deserves his chance, 100%. And then I know Turkey has pulled in the young, Devastate. What's the young lad again? Itoma, isn't it? That will be a good fight. I think it's too early for him, if I'm being honest. But that boy is devastating. He has some serious power, so that'll be a great fight. Yeah. They're the two, actually. I think they're the two I'd like to see.
Do you know what's scary about Usyk as well is if you fight him once, all the best in the second fight is what he showed, because he learned so much from that first one. And look at Saturday, he was like, okay, I know what Dubois is about. He might be better than he was the first fight, but I know everything about him, all his flaws. And he was on him, wasn't he? Yeah. He wasn't scared of how big his punch was that knocked out Anthony Joshua. He was just like, come on, then, meet in the middle. Let's go.
Let's have it. It's like he's playing chess with him. Yeah. They do that, and he knows they're going to do that, so he does that.
Exactly.
And then he does that, and then he gets the win.
Imagine trying to train for Usyk now if you're Josie Parker. Like, what are you doing?
You know the problem is,
sparring partner.
That's the issue. You hit the nail on the head. You can get sparring partners for Parker and Dubois and AJ because you just get big, strong guys.
Exactly.
Where do you find the sparring that replicates what Usyk does? You can't do it. It's a good point. Gav, great call. Let's go to James Luton. James, what do you think? Greatest heavyweight of all time, or are we just getting a bit too excited because of recent bias?
Yeah, I think he's definitely up there. I said previously, I think the only person who can even touch him is Muhammad Ali. The other boxers, other heavyweights in the past, I don't even think they'd land a punch on him, as we've seen with likes of Dubois and AJ.
Wow.
Do you think he beats Mike Tyson?
Yeah, no doubt. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, any of them. I think Muhammad Ali was the only one with the speed and the footwork who could even get close to him.
That's maybe it, though, isn't it? And look, it's funny because we're saying names that are just incredible, but it is the speed thing, isn't it? The speed. Mike Tyson wasn't slow. Mike Tyson wasn't slow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Mike Tyson wasn't as big as some of these other heavyweights that look like they're moving in quicksand.
It's just hard to go against Mike Tyson. Some of them videos I watched, some of them fights, mate. He's tearing people apart. Anger, looking to hurt you.
I think Usyk has got a higher boxing IQ than Mike Tyson, though. I mean, he was a great fighter, one of the best. But he was a slugger at the end of the day, and I think Usyk's IQ would get him through it.
You know the thing with Mike Tyson, though, I think a lot of these fighters have when they fight Usyk, maybe not to an extent Fury. There seems to be a level of fear there now. Mike Tyson would have zero fear.
Yes.
If anything, if you're thinking about it, it'd probably be Usyk that has a bit of fear of Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson walks in the ring and people were scared because he was that guy, wasn't he? He was crazy, unhinged.
But you know as well though, Ade, sometimes Mayweather's fights, I remember watching some of his fights and I'm like, I'm not that entertained, but proper boxing guys would say, no, this is the way you box, this is the way you do it, but it's not as if Usyk is boring and he's just moving and jabbing you. No, he's moving and he's knocking you out now.
Yeah, he's doing
what he done to Dubois. He's clever, his movement, and he's going to finish you.
Yeah, you pay your money to watch him. That's why it was packed in there, 90,000. Because, and by the way, I feel like it was packed with more Usyk fans than Dubois because people love.
It sounded like that on the TV, mate.
People really love going Usyk. All right, let's see if we can squeeze one more in. Stuart, go on, Stuart. What's your thoughts on Alexander Usyk?
Good afternoon, Stuart.
Good afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. So I've been a huge fan of Alexander Usyk, the great Alexander Usyk, since I saw him live against Tony Bellew in Manchester back end of 2018. I think he's a true all-timer, one of the very best. Footwork, IQ, just warrior spirit, dedicated. He is one of the very best.
How do you then, Stuart, how do you think he'll get on, Stuart, then against the other very best? So we are talking Foreman, Fraser, Ali, Tyson, Lennox. How do you think he gets on against those, the very, very best?
I think, like the previous caller, we're talking about Mike Tyson. I genuinely think Usyk's IQ and footwork would weather him through those first couple of really, really dangerous rounds. And I think then we saw that jab that snapped Dubois' head back in the first round the other night. I think he'd start peppering that out. Muhammad Ali, you know... could go either way.
It's a brave man to go against Muhammad Ali.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's almost like the untouchable, isn't it? You can't go. No one
you can't go back and delete it either.
No, you're absolutely right. But no one is in a ring with Alexander Usyk and makes him look like he doesn't belong there. None of the very, very greats. He holds his own and does his thing with the very, very best.
You know, I think that's the best way to put it. That is. Like, he can compete with anyone. I think rather than say, could he beat that person, great call, Stuart, by the way, as well. I think it's more a case of he could compete in any era against any of these heavyweights.
And some of the heavyweights we're talking about as well, especially Mike Tyson, he could lose his head in a fight.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're Usyk and you're dodging him, he's probably screaming at you, come on, stop moving.
Yeah.
Let's trade blows.
And...
Usyk's like, no, don't move.
Don't need
to. I'm going to jab you, I'm going to wind you up, I'm going to finish you when you get angry.
And you know, that era as well, and we'll end on this, that era didn't have what this era's got now. This era seems to have an influx of Eastern European fighters, like the 70s and 80s didn't have. So it's not just your Usyks. Obviously, you mentioned Lomachenko in the break, Golovkin, Bivol, Beterbiev. Yeah. These guys are coming over and showing a completely different style that we're not used to.
Don't even start with Bivol and Beterbiev. Wow, they are special, mate.
Special fighters.
That second fight that I watched of theirs, wow, that was one where I was on my edge, like, who's winning this?
And that's the old Soviet Union that's been broken up, that, again, the 70s and 80s American heavyweights and fighters didn't have to deal with. And everyone's having to deal with it now, and as we can see, they're monsters.
Didn't Bivol beat Canelo?
Yeah.
They're doing Canelo stepped up.
Yep. That's what we're talking about. There you go. We're going to talk a bit more boxing later because there's a lot of talk right now about a certain Anthony Joshua versus a certain Jake Paul. We might get Tony Bellew's thoughts on that, but Tony Bellew will join us as well.
Money talks.
Around fight. Money talks. Dirty cash, I want you.
Tell the rest of the song.
Still to come, we're going to ask if Marcus Rashford has earned his Barcelona move. That looks like it's going for any second now. But first, it's time for No Googling. All right, after Alexander Usyk's win at Wembley over the weekend, we want to know which player has made the most appearances for England at the new Wembley Stadium. Which player has made the most appearances for England at the new Wembley Stadium? You know, no Googling, answer when we come back.
Liverpool have agreed a deal for Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. It's an initial £69 million plus 10 in add-ons, and some say that sounds a bit steep for a 23-year-old with no Premier League experience. The champions have now spent almost £300 million this summer.
It's funny actually when you look at the journey that Michael Edwards, since he came back to Liverpool, and Richard Hughes, the sports director, have been on. They took a lot of flack for not signing anybody bar Chiesa last summer, and obviously Mamardashvili, who was sent out on loan. They took flack in January for not adding to their title challenge. They win the league, and then they go massive this summer. And I think some Liverpool fans would like a statue of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards now erected outside Anfield. So I think they're clear favourites for me.
So are Arsenal in danger of being left behind? How's that Gyökeres deal coming on, Mikel?
You know, I cannot comment in any player that is not part of our group yet.
Noni Madueke is not joining Arsenal for their pre-season tour of Asia, but other new signings, Zubimendi, Norgard and Arrizabalaga, are there, and Arteta is looking to continue to add to his squad.
There's still a long time, you know, in the window, and we are seeking still in terms of numbers. We are short.
Over in Switzerland, captain Leah Williamson has trained with England ahead of their Euros semi-final. That's after rolling her ankle in the win over Sweden. But Serena Wigman is optimistic Williamson will play against Italy live on talkSPORT tomorrow night.
Look at that. This is a track back in the day, man. It was a big track in the day.
Imagine this in the clubs.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
Throwing shapes, mate.
Oh, my word. All right, remember we asked you the question, no Googling, which player has made the most appearances for England at the new Wembley Stadium? The answer is...
Harry Kane.
Good guess. Carl Walker. 40 appearances.
Wow.
I'd love to know where Harry Kane is.
I know.
I feel like Harry Kane must be.
Never
misses
sure games. Harry Kane.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm looking at my producer.
Maybe Harry Kane. Rooney was still around then. He wasn't starting as many. That's what it is.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, still to come, we're going to ask if Marcus Rashford has earned his Barcelona move. But now, the British and Irish Lions won the first of their free test against Australia on Saturday, and it was live right here on talkSPORT.
Jamison Gibson Park will take it from Furlong as he places it back to the right-hand side. Hugh Jones combines with Tom Curry. Curry to Dan Sheehan! Try right at the start of the second half. Minute and 15 seconds. Dan Sheehan! The Lions have won the first test match. They scored 3 tries.
Next week will be a total different team as well. That's what the Kiwi coach of Australia wants to do. Every week he's picked a different team. You cannot do that at this level.
Full-time Australia 19, British and Irish Lions 27.
Yeah, good start, solid start. 1-0 to the British Irish Lions in their series against Australia. They won the first test on Saturday by 27 points to 19, but it could have been even more comfortable after they found themselves 24-5 up early in the second half. They face the First Nations and Pacifica 15 live on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow ahead of the second test next weekend. Owen Farrell has been speaking to talkSPORT after being named captain for tomorrow's game, and he was asked how he's feeling ahead of skippering the side for the first time.
It's an honour. It is. I'm not taking anything for granted at the minute. I'm very excited to be here first and foremost, and to lead the boys out tomorrow will be great. I want us to be the best we can possibly be, and enjoy doing it at the same time.
All right, let's welcome in a man that knows all about British and Irish Lions. Let's welcome in Gordon Darcy. Gordon, what's that cap behind you there? What is that? I can see a nice little cap behind you.
It's a World Cup cap.
Okay.
I'm in my son's bedroom.
Just as a World Cup cap, just like that, just hanging around.
Yeah, I'm in my son's bedroom, and for some reason there seems to be a... Yeah, that wasn't strategically placed.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that, Gordon. Look, we always want more, don't we, from the Irish? The Lions. 27-19. A lot of people saying it could have been a lot more comfortable. Could have been more. Should we just be happy with the win, or should we start to nitpick and say, okay, the last 20 minutes could have been a bit more comfortable?
No, I think like the Lions, it's, the last 50 years there's been only a handful of tourists that have come back with a series win. So what's rare is wonderful. I don't think it ever comes down to the how it's done. You just want to make sure that it gets done. So the challenge with the Lions is always still the same. It's getting scratch players together. They are the best in their home nations, but getting them all together. They very rarely deliver a perfect performance, and Saturday was another example of that. But it was more than enough to get the win, and that puts them in the position that exactly they wanted to do, where they wanted to be. So when they were back in Dublin getting ready for that first match, and when all the tourists met up together, they would be saying, this is what we want. We want to be 1-0 going into the second test, and we're completely in control of our destiny. They don't care if it's a perfect performance or a haphazard one. As long as you get the W, that's all that matters.
Gordon, is tomorrow a chance for some of the players to play their way into that second test? I mean, is there anywhere that can be improved before Saturday's game?
It's a great question. I don't think so. I don't think anybody. I think one of the things Andy Farrell showed with the selections in the first test, not that he was vindicated by the selections, I think it was just a reminder of how good he is at getting people and players ready for test matches. And Tom Curry played like a man who was had a point to prove. I don't think anybody who started last week would be under pressure for starting this week. I think only injuries and so form not going to dictate. I think injuries might be the only thing that play into it. So Joe McCarthy may be carrying an injury. So 2 second rows, if one of them is off after 40 minutes, then they could be involved in a test match. But after that, it does feel like they're not risking anybody who they want to be playing on Saturday.
On that, you just heard Owen Farrell, who's been named as captain for that game, speak. I always feel sorry for Andy Farrell, because he's always asked questions about Owen Farrell, and that's never going to stop, right? Son, dad picking son. What do you make of Owen Farrell being captain?
I think like we read between the lines and an awful lot of this, and it was probably raised a few eyebrows when he was selected. Now that he is there and he is that captain, it probably, you're probably closer to the answer. There may not have been Andy Farrell may have just felt there was a leadership gap in the team, and you want to bring in somebody who brings up just the intensity level across the Lions just that little bit, and he definitely brings that spikiness and edge to the team. So he was like, listen, he's the logical person to captain the Lions. All the other players, they are playing well, but Owen Farrell going in as captain, very unsurprising.
Australia never like losing to the British and Irish Lions, or if it's England in cricket. How's the media taken it? Have they been very harsh on the players and the coach?
Yeah, like I think he hit the nail on the head. I've never met an Australian that particularly likes losing, even when they don't stand a chance. Yes. Not that the Lions don't stand a chance, but confidence is rarely in short supply with Aussies. It's not a great vintage of current crop of Australian players. 3-4 injuries really hurt them, and that's not a good reflection of Australian rugby. It was a disappointing performance from them, and the halfbacks was an area of focus where you look at, say, what Finn Russell and Jamison Gibson Park did. versus the Australian counterparts, and it was night and day. So sometimes you can have the best coach in the world and have played under Joe, but if the players maybe aren't good enough to deliver what he wants, you end up with that kind of, and it was a bit of a muddled performance from Australia.
Where are Australia right now? Because it was a long time ago when Australia were considered the best test team in the world. They're clearly no longer that. The acid test really is going to South Africa or New Zealand. The acid test isn't going to Australia anymore. How far are Australia away from being considered one of the best teams in the world again?
Quite a way, I would suggest. If you look at, say, what England were doing on their tour of Argentina and the US, their strength and depth, the next crop of players becoming very, very evident. And I think if some of those are dropped into the Six Nations, they're not going to weaken that English team dramatically. Australia had a couple of injuries, particularly one at 10, Will Skelton, Rob Valentini, and a couple of more, say, selection headaches in the front row. But there was a massive drop between the frontline players and the next players, and that just means that there's not a huge strength and depth in Australian rugby, and they're just not producing the players that maybe they once would have. But when we look over here, when you look at the AFL, and you look at Aussie rules, league, how strong that is in Australia, and rugby has to compete with that, and it looks like they're not doing as well as on that front as they could have.
Quick word on the captain, Maro Itoje. I always feel like every time a captain's made for the Lions test, some people will be happy, some won't. I feel like he was universally met with applaud. People were happy with him being picked. What do you make of him so far?
I really like how he's gone about it. It's probably he's made it not about himself, and has let other players talk, let other players shine, and he's delivered on the pitch. And I think that's, if they win this series, that's exactly what you want your captain to have done, to lead from the front, and I think he's done exactly that. He's been a leader's performance in nearly every time he's been out on the jersey, and really, in really intense environments like this, it's rarely about what you say. What you do and how you do it is usually the most valuable currency. And I think Maro Itoje he's been doling that out in spades.
How many more caps you got lying around the house, Gordon?
I don't check the other kids' bedrooms. I'm pretty sure they were used in dress up at the last play date. So my son used the lion's tie to win a 3-legged race.
Look at that. No disrespect. Gordon Darcy, appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Top man. Remember, talkSPORT is, of course, your home of Lions rugby. You can hear live and exclusive coverage of the second test next Saturday from 10 o'clock in the morning. Before that, a midweek game against the First Nations and Pacifica 15. That's over on talkSPORT 2 at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Rugby fan? Big rugby fan?
I used to watch it a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
Jason Robinson.
Jonah Lomu. Rest in peace. Wow. I was obsessed watching him.
Everyone was.
He just run and anyone try and tackle me. Out of the way, you can go as well. I'm going to keep running. Try.
Yeah.
Give me again. Go
just
again.
A monster.
Remember
an Adidas advert about him?
Yeah.
Remember that? He said an Adidas advert. He was just completely different. But I'm trying to get back into it. I love Maro Itoje as well, by the way.
We had him on a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Just a bleat of a man.
Yeah, but he's so well spoken.
Yeah.
He said to me that he wanted to, doesn't like people swearing, and I was like, whoa, I've never met a football player that never swore, or like in training, or a captain.
Yeah.
So he's got a different style, hasn't he?
Nah, he's a complete beast.
Yeah.
Should be good. England, England. The Lions 1-0 up. I think they'll go on to win the series quite comfortably in this one. All right, when we come back, we're going to switch gears and talk a bit of football. Courtney Sweetman-Kirk is going to join us as we look ahead to England versus Italy. Tunes. Oh, here it goes. You know when you're waiting for it to drop? There you go. There you go. Welcome back. You listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint New Car. With same-day drive away available on all cars, just book a test drive today. Still to come, we're going to be asking if Marcus Rashford has earned his Barcelona move. But just quickly, Liverpool have agreed an initial £69 million fee to sign Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike.
It's amazing what happens, isn't it, when you have a window without spending?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, all of a sudden we're spending.
I don't mind if my team does it.
Are you a bit jealous that you're not spending money?
No, I don't mind. Don't spend this year, Villa. Yeah. And then next year, just go in.
You see, I saw the next thing. I got another line to read it. It says Coldplay, and I thought he was going to talk about that.
Oh, no. You can talk about it if you want.
No, I can talk about it. And Coldplay back at Wembley. No one's going to go. No one's going to turn up. Coldplay back at Wembley this summer. Just take your wife, right?
Put a mask on. Fancy dress.
And we got a huge VIP prize up for grabs for one lucky listener. We're giving you the chance to win 6 tickets in a private box.
Don't make me laugh. Windows tinted.
For you and your mates. August 23rd, full hospitality. Plus, we're chucking in 10 grand spending money, completely tax-free. Here's how to enter. 18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland for a chance to win. Text the word WIN to 83338 by 4th of August at 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. So that's WIN to 83338 by the 4th of August and 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission or post your name and number to Coldplay Competition PO Box 3190 Colchester CO2 8GP to arrive by 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Now it's time to get the latest from Switzerland with our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Yep, England women are preparing for their European Championship semi-final against Italy tomorrow evening, which you can, of course, hear live right here on talkSPORT. The Lionesses came through an incredible quarter-final against Sweden on penalties. England defender Alex Greenwood has been speaking to talkSPORT's Courtney Sweetman-Kirk ahead of that semi, and she was asked what sort of test they're expecting tomorrow.
I've watched a lot of Italy. I watched them against Norway. I think they're a really good team. I think they try and play football the right way, very physical, can be direct when needs to be. It's by no means going to be an easy game. They're playing for pride for their country. They're creating their own history right now as well. I'm expecting a really physical game, a tactical battle. They've got some individuals who are really, really good, which we've highlighted, so I expect a really tough game.
All right, let's get more look ahead to tomorrow's massive game as we are joined by our England correspondent, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, is out there. Courtney, are we over that penalty yet? I mean, those penalties, I just feel like with England and penalties, your heart just can't take it, can it? But are we over it yet?
Yeah, it's... well, hopefully just about. I think it's something obviously that the girls sort of need to get from their memory for sure. I think it's one of those where it's such high drama, but if we're being honest, for both sides it was such a poor penalty shootout. So yeah, I think it's something we certainly need to put behind us and look forward to Italy tomorrow.
Courtney, I was away on holiday watching the game with my daughter in the villa we were in.
Oh, look at you. Not a one-bedroom Airbnb villa.
Well, Courtney, watching Sweden in that first half, I couldn't believe how many problems they were causing us. Was that England being bullied a little bit, or was it Sweden were a very good side, especially that first half?
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest, Gabby, and I've said it sort of throughout the tournament and in the last few days as well. I think when you look at the tournament as a whole, we struggled against France, very good side. We struggled against Sweden, a very good side. And if we're being honest, sort of Wales and Netherlands just weren't up to that same quality. So I think when we've come up against that tougher side, it's been really difficult. I think back to a save that Hannah Hampton made from Rolfer just at the end of the first half. Yes. And if that's 3-0, I think it's game over. So yeah, they were very good. I think they bullied us. They were a lot quicker to the ball in the first and the second phase, Sweden. But I think one thing that they struggled to do is to keep up with that sort of tempo. And you saw, in the second half, they went further and further back. They invited the press. I think there were some poor decisions from the manager as well in terms of time the substitutes and taking a player like Aslani off with so much quality, even when there's 15 minutes left and you think you're 2-0 up. But I think England, they're still going to bring something. Did I expect the drama that we got? Probably not. But I think there were some poor decisions both sort of on and off the pitch from Sweden. So I think Italy, they're going to be a really tough test, and we've got to be on our A game.
One thing we do know that Serena Wiegmann has is strength off the bench, right? A lot of strength off the bench. Michelle Adjeman, who's now been sort of titled the agent of chaos. Is there an argument? Look, some players are better off the bench, right? Because they're fresher, they can sort of see what's going on and they can impact it straight away. But is there an argument, Courtney, that she starts tomorrow? Bear in mind what we did see from off the bench.
I don't think so. I think you're right. She's the sort of player at the moment with the age that she is, where she makes an impact. She comes on, as you say, she's an agent of chaos. She brings something, quite different to the rest of the squad. Now, for her to start, I don't think you drop Alessia Russo, because actually I think she's had a good tournament in terms she's had a lack of service, but the way that she's been linking the play, she's been dropping in, she's still been doing the right things. So for Michelle Adjeman to play, I think then you need to change the formation, which for me personally, I don't see Serena Wiegmann doing. The big one that I want to see from the start is Chloe Kelly, because every time she's come on, she's influenced the game. Obviously, she's got that big game energy. She's influenced the game against the Swede. Two, exceptional crosses. So one obviously will go down assist, the other one won't because there was a touch before it. So I think Chloe Kelly for me is the big one that has to start. Michelle Adjeman, I don't think she'll start, but for me I do maybe want to see more of an impact from her in terms of, not from her personally, I think she's been brilliant, but in terms of Serena Wiegmann giving her more time on the pitch. Hopefully it doesn't, and it's more of an easier game, because for my heart rate, and as Serena Wiegmann after the game as well, for heart rate, I think we'd all like it to be an easier game. But I think Italy, they bring a lot in terms of, we're talking about the players that they've got. They're very organised, sort of a typical Italy team in terms of being defensively organised, but actually they've got pace and quality up top, and Girelli as well. I think she could cause us a problem because she's great in the air, and I think that's something obviously without Millie Bright we are missing a little bit, that aerial presence in the box. So it's going to be a really tough game for the Lionesses.
I think as well, when you look at that chance that Alessia Russo had, that come, didn't it, from some counter-attack play. Adjeman looking at Alessia Russo and I was jumping up at that chance. I was thinking, you have to score, you have to score. Normally she puts that away, doesn't she, Russo?
Yeah, and I do wonder if maybe there is a little bit of a lack of confidence, but I think the best thing about Alessia Russo is if she does miss a chance, that isn't what her whole game is defined by. Yes. I mean, and you're right, Gabby, normally 9 times out of 10 she puts them away, but what I love about her is if she does miss a chance, she's not the type of striker that goes missing. She doesn't, some strikers hide, they don't run for the ball, they don't want to be involved in the play, where Alessia Russo is the type of forward that... Tash Dowie? No, I'm joking. She's away. No, I'm joking. But no, she's the type of player that will still influence the play. She'll come in the way that she holds the ball up. So yeah, I'm not massively worried, and I still think that Alessia Russo has to start. I'm not as worried to say as she's missed that opportunity, so we need to get Michelle Agyemang starting, instead of her. I don't think that's the case at all.
Leah Williamson trained today. Obviously, there were nerves. Her limping off against Sweden. If she's training, she's probably starting. That's a big boost for England.
Yeah, it's a massive boost, and the way she was sort of limping through the flash zone after the game, I was looking at it thinking, she's going to have to, her and the doctors and the physio is going to have to do some work to get her back fit. But yeah, training looking good. There's no strapping that we could see on the ankle, so I think that's a real positive, and not just one as a player, but obviously as a leader. And I think the back line has been an issue for England. There's no doubt about that. We can't get away from it. So if we were to take, Leah out that back line, I think it would cause us more problems than we've already had. So it's great to see her in training.
Courtney, finally, very quickly, I have to end on this. Jess Carlton, what she's been through. She's been subject to racist abuse throughout the tournament. She's come off social media. I think England collectively said they're going to stop taking the knee. Players still go through this. In this day and age, players are still going through this. And Jess Carter to get this much abuse, it's horrible to see.
Yeah, it's absolutely awful, and it affected us all as media when we were there and heard it yesterday. And you can tell, because it's such a close-knit camp. Obviously Jess, the first thought is about Jess and her, but in terms of the whole camp, and I'm including the staff in that, you can see how much it affected them because they're such a close-knit group. And you're right, you think in 2025 we shouldn't be going through this, but again, it's almost a shock not surprised in terms of there are some vile people. Yes, it's a minority, hopefully a lot of the time, but again, that doesn't help Jess. And there's been conversations about social media and should be players be on social media, but it doesn't matter whether she's on social media within a tournament or not. At the end of the day, even if she wasn't on social media, at the end of the tournament, she would have opened her Instagram and still seen all the vile abuse that she's getting. So, it's sad in this day and age that we are where we are, but I like, in terms of the response that was very strong from the Lionesses, from the FA, obviously even Keir Starmer has mentioned it as well. So it's something that I think we really need to look at, and I'm looking at the social media companies. It's far too easy to have these faceless accounts and to be able to give that amount of abuse from behind a keyboard. So I think, obviously, with the police and with social media and with their companies, I hope that it's something that we can find justice with. But unfortunately, we've seen, months, years, week after week that this keeps happening, and there doesn't seem to be a solution.
Courtney, well said. Thank you very much.
Courtney. Appreciate
Kirk, who's out there in Switzerland following the Lionesses, fingers crossed, in that game tomorrow.
The same people who've been celebrating Agyemang's goal.
Yeah. It would be the same that are giving her abuse as well. All right, that was all thanks to McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Liverpool have agreed a deal for Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. It's an initial £69 million plus 10 in add-ons, and some say that sounds a bit steep for a 23-year-old with no Premier League experience. The champions have now spent almost £300 million this summer.
It's funny actually when you look at the journey that Michael Edwards, since he came back to Liverpool, and Richard Hughes, the sport director, have been on. They took a lot of flack for not signing anybody bar Chiesa last summer, and obviously Mamardashvili, who was sent out on loan. They took flack in January for not adding to their title challenge. They win the league, and then they go massive this summer. And I think some Liverpool fans would like a statue of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards now erected outside Anfield. So I think they're clear favourites for me, despite the fact that Arsenal obviously are trying to do business. Manchester City have added to their squad and we're in need of a rebuild. I think it's difficult to see beyond Liverpool retaining their title.
So are Arsenal in danger of being left behind? How's that Gyökeres deal coming on, Mikel?
You know, I cannot comment in any player that is not part of our group yet.
Noni Madueke is not joining Arsenal for their pre-season tour of Asia, but other new signings, Zubimendi, Norgard and Arrizabalaga, are there, and Arteta is looking to continue to add to his squad.
There's still a long time, you know, in the window, and we are seeking still in terms of numbers. We are short, and we have to improve the depth and the quality of the squad, and we are constantly looking in the market.
Over in Switzerland, captain Leah Williamson has trained with England ahead of their Euros semi-final. That's after rolling her ankle in the win over Sweden. But Serena Wigman is optimistic Williamson will play against Italy live on talkSPORT tomorrow night. And amid concerns Australia aren't giving the British and Irish Lions enough of a game, we've been talking about where else the Lions could go on tour.
Would love to see a tour down to Argentina and maybe some of the Pacific Islands, and then the one that's been muted this year, which would be unbelievable but very, very difficult, maybe particularly on the players because of the physicality, would be a tour to France.
Ahead of the second test on Saturday, we've got live coverage of the British and Irish Lions versus First Nations and Pacifica with Owen Farrell as captain. That's on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow from 10 a.m.
Good afternoon, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo alongside Gabby Agbonlahor, just gone at 5 o'clock. Still to come, Gabby is going to be building his perfect Premier League player. Have you done it already? Have you done everything?
Just Villa players, mate.
What's the... Have you got the what is it? Left foot, right
Left
foot?
Left foot, right foot, shooting.
Yeah. No one shoots. No
IQ,
one shoots.
Skills, leadership. The shooting one was tough.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it'd be like, all right, you got Lampard, Gerrard, Ballack, SCN. Yeah. Remember Jeremy? But no, these players are called screamers.
No one does it anymore.
No one, they're scared to shoot now, mate.
Yeah.
So that one was the toughest one I had to choose.
Yeah, leadership's easy, innit?
Yeah, leadership. John McGinn.
John McGinn.
What are you laughing at? What's funny? What's funny?
Sorry, John.
Skills, Rashford, ex-Villa, left foot, Digne.
Stop.
Right foot, Morgan Rogers.
That is coming, and it is fascinating, by the way, because I don't agree with half of it. But now, has this man earned his move to Barcelona?
Rashford is suddenly through on goal, and he's beaten the goalkeeper and has scored his first Premier League goal for Aston Villa.
He has a chance. This is at the elite level. This is the last chance saloon.
I do think if it comes off, this is a clean slate for him and a possibility for him to sort of start rebuilding his career a little bit.
What's he showing us fans, even the younger fans? If you misbehave, you still get rewarded.
Rashford! And they found a way again! Marcus Rashford drills it into the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford has reportedly completed his Barcelona medical today ahead of a move from Manchester United. He will join on a season-long loan with an option to buy him next summer. He, of course, spent the second half of last season at your club, Gabby, Aston Villa, who decided not to exercise the option to make it permanent, which does surprise me. Former Villa and Welsh striker Dean Saunders was alongside Jeremy O'Hara on the Breakfast Show this morning, and he was baffled by the move.
How come Man United get rid of him and make him train on his own, and then he goes to Aston Villa and they don't want him, and he goes to Barcelona?
Yeah.
So is it Hansi Flick, the manager?
Hansi Flick, yeah.
So you're thinking, and Deco, who's his director of football, I think, I don't know what's going through their heads. What have they been watching that we haven't? Been the Rolls Royce. Fans expect you to have a nice car. They expect you to have a Range Rover, an S-Class Mercedes. But Elton John and Elvis drive around in 700 grand Rolls Royces. Don't they?
Yeah.
So,
but they are the modern day rock stars.
Well, yeah, don't be a rock star. Be like Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. He's the opposite, isn't he? He just gets on with the job.
What a load of nonsense Dino's talking. What car does Scotty Scheffler drive, by the way? Can someone find out what car he drives? What's his car? See, this is a whole different conversation now.
Yes.
Because I was actually just wanting to talk football.
Exactly.
And I'll get to that point in a minute. What does Marcus Rashford's car have to do with Marcus Rashford on the football field?
That was a painful... That was like...
Be like Scotty Scheffler.
That was like maybe some lads in the pub having a pub chat. That was like, for one, Marcus Rashford has played 426 games for Manchester United.
Yeah.
He hasn't just come out of the academy and had 5 Premier League games. If he wants to have a Rolls Royce, that's up to him. If he wants to have a Bugatti for £1 million, that's his right to do that. He's worked hard to become a footballer. All the hard work as a young lad to get into that Manchester United first team, to go and play 426 games. Oh, but he should drive a Range Rover.
Yeah,
I mean, I do love Dino. Dino's a good lad.
S-Class. No, he is, but he's got to make sense of it. We know he's nice. Like, I speak to Dino quite a lot, but you've got to make sense of it. I'd rather Dino focus on, for Aston Villa, he played 17 games and scored 4 goals.
Exactly.
Not good enough to get the move. But I don't understand the rest of it.
But what I don't get is, he should drive a Range Rover or an S-Class Mercedes. So you're telling someone how to spend their money. Some players now, I'll tell you that for sure, majority of the players now in the Premier League, they'll be on the private jets in the summer.
Yeah.
They're not on the Jet 2
and by the way,
EasyJet.
These are players that have only done it for a season.
Exactly.
I know certain players, I don't want to name names, but I know certain players that are on the private jets.
Exactly.
And by the way, who have Rolls Royces.
Exactly.
And they've been playing Premier League football for 1 season. Marcus Rashford's been doing it for 10.
Yes. Where's the same energy when John Stones has had a Rolls Royce? What car's Foden driving? Kirkers had a Rolls Royce Cullinan a year ago when he was at Bournemouth. So forget about what Marcus Rashford's driving. Forget about what he does with his money. Let's talk about what he's doing on the pitch.
Yeah.
What is his performances like? If Dino's question the move for this performance, that performance, no problem. But let's not tell players what to do with their money.
And not only that, but you try and pipe up a bit like, the fans are going to be disappointed because he's driving a Rolls Royce.
No. It's like Conor Ben went and bought a Rolls Royce after beating Eubank.
Lost to Eubank.
Sorry, lost to Eubank, sorry. After Eubank had to pay, how much today was it? Half a million?
Yeah.
He had to pay, so he used that, he says, for a Rolls Royce. There's no energy on Conor Ben there. I feel like in this country, we like to put footballers down. Me, when I played,
what car do you have?
I had the Aston Martin DBS, the Bentley Continental GTS, the Lamborghini Aventador. I had them all. No one could tell me nothing. Yeah. Paul Lambert come to Aston Villa, looked at it, and he was like, "You're not going to say anything, Paul. No, you're not." Do you know what I mean? Like, when I earn my money, I spend on whatever I like. Marcus Rashford should. Any footballer should. Anyone in any line of work should be able to spend what they earn on what they want.
Yeah.
Judge Marcus Rashford on what he's done on the football pitch.
Right,
simple.
Let's do that now then. There you go, Dino, if you're listening. Let's do that now. Marcus Rashford on the football pitch. Lucky, we've been talking about this, right? We've been building up since 4 o'clock. Is he lucky to get a Barca move? Bear in mind the form that he's shown in the last 2 seasons.
Listen, his form
is going to one of the best clubs in the world.
His form has not been great. I mean, Aston Villa, 17 games, 4 goals, 6 assists. Was he still at Aston Villa successful? Listen, there was games where I watched him and he reminded me of the season before with Manchester United.
Okay.
It was a bit, he wasn't working as hard, he wasn't pressing, he wasn't doing much. And then some games, something clicked and he was unplayable. PSG at home, he was unstoppable. They couldn't live with him. He was running. He was chasing down, hunting. It was like the bigger the game, the more Marcus Rashford turned up.
Yeah.
He got that great assist for Konsa, where he took on 2 players, got you back in. And then Emery took him off and Watkins come on and the game sort of died out. If Marcus Rashford can show that form in that game against PSG at Barcelona, wow.
Yeah. And he's almost going to have to, hasn't he? Because the chances are going to be few and far between. Because you look at that front three, it's Rafinha, Ballon d'Or contender. It's Lamine Yamal, Ballon d'Or contender. And it's Lewandowski, who should have won a Ballon d'Or already. That's the front three that he's trying to break into.
You know what else it is? Well, Daniel Olmo. Who can't get in the starting team. Yeah. So you've got to get past him as well. You can play on the left or right or as a 10. So it's going to be tough for him, but why not?
You can almost see him... You can almost see, with his speed, which he still clearly has, you can almost see him having success out there. Can't you?
Lamine Yamal's passing. Rafinha's passing. They're always looking for that running behind Barca.
Oh, do you think he's going to go through the middle and then number 9?
I think he could play more his foot. He's not playing on the left. Rafinha's... No. I think he's skipper there as well at times, isn't he? Like Ballon d'Or contender. He's obviously not going to play in Lamine Yamal's position.
There'll be riots in Barca.
So he's only going to be Lewandowski. Lewandowski's older now. He might have more injuries.
36,
so he's coming to the end of his career now. So he's going to get more chances down the middle. And if you're Barcelona, why not? The only reason Aston Villa didn't make it permanent was because maybe the wage structure at Aston Villa, if you start giving him 300, what's Constant going to want? What's Rodgers going to want? What's Watkins, Martinez going to want?
And on that, and again, this kind of goes to the point of, you know, people maybe digging a bit deeper. On the wage structure, he is chopping his wages in half to go to Barcelona pretty much.
He's taking a wage cut.
He decided to take a massive wage cut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is maybe...
And image right fees as well. I think we're hearing like nearly 10 million worth of image rights fees. So he's doing what people say he doesn't do to get a move.
Exactly. Yeah. And people say he doesn't deserve it. It's like the anger in people's voices, like, doesn't deserve it. The bitterness, the jealousy. How dare you get that move? He doesn't... Listen, when he's on form, Marcus Rashford, he's unstoppable. There's a reason why Thomas Tuchel called him into his England squad when he didn't have the best of seasons, because everyone knows what Marcus Rashford can do. Now it's down to him. I know the fitness coach he's been working with over the summer, a lad from Birmingham, and he's been doing non-stop fitness work all over the summer. He's looking sharp. So I'm happy for him. Let's not try and put people down all the time.
Why is there this thing about Marcus Rashford, though? Let's be honest, because we do look at him. There was that season where you thought he's a world beater.
Yes.
And he hasn't kicked on from there. There was the comparisons, silly or not, with Mbappe. Like, oh my God, Marcus Rashford can do what Mbappe can do. Why has he not been able to kind of kickstart from there and really go on? Why has he been dragging his feet? Because he has been dragging his feet.
Yeah, it is quite baffling, because that season you're talking about, 2022 to 2023, 56 games, 30 goals, 9 assists. But sometimes you hear stories, don't you, from... Is it the people he's around? Is there different reasons why maybe a move away suits him? Do you know, sometimes when you're in the area you've been brought up in, and you're like, okay, I can go and do that, or go and do that, or maybe some people around you. I did when I played. Sometimes you have people around you, and you're like, oh, you know what? If I moved away, maybe things would be better. Go to Barcelona, take your close friends, family, or your brother, whoever's going with you, and concentrate on football. Live,
and he won't be able to muck about in Barcelona.
Stay in the training ground.
Manager.
Do you know what I mean, mate? Yeah. Stay in the training ground complex. Be there. Be doing extra in the evenings, massages, ice baths. Do it all right, because it's a privilege, like everyone agrees, to go and play for that historic team.
And he's only 27, Marcus. Feels like he's been around forever. This is it right now, isn't it?
Should be in his prime. But please.
And this is the season where, obviously, it's the World Cup at the end of the year. Yeah.
Be happy for him, like English talent, want him to do well, want him to be on that playing for the World Cup. But stop the bitterness and jealousy about telling people what they should spend their money on.
Or what watch they've got on, or what clothes they're wearing.
What socks are you wearing? And the Range Rover I have to have, is it a Vogue? Is it a Sport? What is it? Is it brand new? Is it 15 years old? What one is it, Dino? Deary me.
All right, we're taking your calls. Has Marcus Rashford earned his Barcelona move? And what do you make of Marcus Rashford? Again, look, 3 seasons ago he did have an incredible season, but that was 3 seasons ago. He hasn't done much since then. 03717 22 3344. We're going to talk a bit of darts later. You like your darts now? Do you play darts at all?
I'm dreadful, mate.
Are you really
me
bad?
and Ali played a couple of years ago in the talkSPORT darts day, and literally, mate, they had to just say to us, closest one to bullseye wins. Me and Ali, because we were that bad, mate. But I do like watching it.
Yeah, Bentley and Goldstein are pretty good, I have to admit. I hate saying that, but
Yeah,
Goldstein's
sometimes.
pretty good. Yeah. All right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices, guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we're going to discuss how Liverpool could line up next season as they look to sign Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. That Liverpool starting lineup. Oh, good luck. Good luck.
Zoboslai don't make it.
Probably don't.
Does it?
Probably doesn't. He doesn't make it in your starting 11.
Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz. First likes of players that
not
like
even
10,
a question, actually. That's it, isn't it? Yeah,
then you got Diaz or Gakpo.
Yeah.
Then you got Ekitike and Salah. Doesn't make it.
Oh, God.
Scary.
Give them the title now.
Yeah.
Former Undisputed World Champion Josh Taylor has announced his retirement from boxing on medical advice. We are going to speak to Tony Bellew a bit later about that and many other boxing things. And Real Madrid are keeping an eye on Arsenal and France defender William Saliba. Interesting. But now we're going to take your calls. Has Rashford earned his Barcelona move? Remember, the phone lines are open 03717 223344. I expect the phone lines to be very, very interested and busy. Let's go to Josh, Arsenal fan. Josh, come on, the floor is yours. Marcus Rashford, what's your thoughts?
Good evening, Josh.
Good afternoon, guys. Wicked show as always. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, loud and clear, my man.
Good stuff. Yeah, you know what? I think Rashford has done the right thing. He's leaving that ridiculous football club that is Manchester United. Let's be honest, it is a graveyard.
No,
Manchester United is rotting from the core. And Rashford, as young as he is, he's 27, he's going to Barcelona. He's going to play with Lamine Yamal. How amazing is that?
Do you think he deserves that move, Josh? In terms of where he's been in the last couple of years, look, he's had little good stints, hasn't he? He had a little good stint at Villa, he had a good stint at United, but we haven't seen the Rashford for 3-4 seasons now.
Yeah, because he's playing for Man United. Simple as that.
No, but no one says that about Bruno. Bruno's numbers are still fantastic.
Bruno, he had his chance to leave and he didn't, and fair play to him, you know. But if I was him, I would have left a long time ago. Man United are rubbish. They're crap.
I like it. You know what I like about Josh? Josh is speaking.
So you feel, mate?
So, speaking mind, Josh. I guess, look, if you do look at where United are right now, it is a case of you are going to want to jump ship because it's going to be so many years before they're challenging for a title, right? And I think that's kind of what Josh is trying to say.
100%, and look how close they were last season, Champions League. I feel like defence let them down, Barcelona. I think they would have won the Champions League, but the defence wasn't as good as PSG, so PSG always going to win it. But you're going to play for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Lionel Messi FC. You know what I mean? You're going to play for Barcelona.
Yeah.
New camp must be close to completion as well. Like, it's a no-brainer. Take away to go, I'm there.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's go. More phones. Richard, I think the Barcelona fan. Richard, what do you make of Marcus Rashford joining your club? When you look at that front three of Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, where does he start? Where does he get minutes?
Hi,
Hi, first time caller, so go easy on me, please. Personally, I think it's irrelevant whether Rashford has deserved it or not. And the fact is that Barcelona have signed him on loan, and that's the most important thing. I think he's got plenty of competition. Not only is the front three, but there's also Varane. There's also people like Dani Rodriguez and a lot of others. I think personally that his biggest challenge will be facing the mental pressures that he'll get from the Catalan press. They will not go easy on him. They'll have nowhere to hide. And if he doesn't play well, he's going to get slaughtered.
Fair.
Mundo Deportivo, Sport and Chiringuito on La Sexta, they'll give him no quarter. So for me, yes, he said he's doing all his training and all his fitness, but the real question is, can he play, and can he also be mentally tough enough when things aren't going correct?
That's one thing we don't really talk about, the Spanish press as much. We think the press over here are hot. The Spanish press are incredibly hot.
Don't get time.
Yeah.
I'm watching a bit of Vinny Jr.'s documentary on Netflix, and when he first joined, he was getting it over there.
Yeah.
He was getting it from the press when he wasn't getting the goals.
Will there be that kind of pressure on Rashford, though, considering he's coming on loan? So there's no fee, right? I mean, it's not like he's coming in for hundreds of millions. So will he have that kind of pressure? He's probably not going to start.
No, I think he'll have some pressure, but also I think players get injured, lack of form. Lewandowski's a bit older now, can get injuries. I mean, they're not paying the wages they're going to be paying still. It's in 175 a week towards his wages, wherever they're paying, to just have him on the bench. He will get his football. So I mean, you need competition for places. Come on for Rafinha, come on for Lamine Yamal. He can start some games instead of Lewandowski.
And you forget the experience Rashford's got.
Exactly.
Like Champions League experience,
Mate, when he's at
international experience.
Honestly, I was at that game, Villa Park, watching with my son, my eldest son, and he was unplayable. When he's like that, step over to change the pace, the crossing, everything. If he can get him, Flick can get him in that mind frame every time he puts on a Barcelona shirt. I'm telling you now, they'll be definitely signing him next summer.
All right, let's see if we can squeeze one more in very quickly. Tim, Manchester United fan. Tim, what do you make of this? It looks like it is coming to an end. I know it's a loan deal, but let's be honest, I think the door's now shut on Marcus Rashford as a Manchester United player.
Good evening, Tim.
How does that feel?
First of all, I don't think many Man United fans would begrudge Marcus Rashford a move to Barcelona. I don't think they'll begrudge him wearing whatever he wants, driving whatever car he likes, and I don't even begrudge him the salary the owners have decided to give him in his contract. The only thing I've ever wanted from Marcus Rashford is for him to tackle back. The first 4 years of his career at United, he gave us everything, and I loved it. And he's a brilliant footballer when he wants to play football. I just think the last 2 years, he doesn't look like he wants to play football, and he's been less professional. That doesn't mean that he won't be a fantastic player for Barcelona. I wish him every bit of luck he gets. It's good for the club if he plays well, and it's good for him. I've got no malice towards him. The only frustration I've got is what every United fan's got, is that we see him walking around the pitch when everyone else is running. Man United's not in a great place, and a lot of that's down to the owners. But one thing we do want is we want to see players there who've got the heart and the will to fight to get us back there. And I don't think that's Rashford. And I hope he goes and rediscovers that form somewhere else, to be honest. I really do.
Tim, I think you're spot on. And I'm not going to argue with on that. I watched him Manchester United and thought, he needs to change. The love for Man United isn't there. You know, you're watching him and he's not celebrating goals and he doesn't look happy, does he, when he was at Man United?
You're allowed to have bad days and bad years. And if the change of pace and the change of scenery does it for him, mate, who wouldn't want to live in Barcelona? Beautiful part of the world. I wish him every success. I'd love to see him score the winning goal for England in the World Cup. Mate, best of luck to him. It's just not working out for us. So please leave and please hit your potential again, because we all want to see it.
Well said.
He's a lovely guy. It's just not worked out.
More callers like Tim. Yes, that's it. Yeah, you give a bit of critique, but you give it the right way.
Tim's not saying what car he has to go and drive.
No, exactly.
He's not taking him to the...
Just when you play for us, play.
Exactly.
Put effort in. And he's right. Tim's right. He hasn't done that for the last couple of seasons. All right, still to come, Gabby's going to be building his perfect Premier League player. But first, it's time for No Googling. As we've been discussing Mr. Marcus Rashford, we want to know which club has he played the most games against? This is a great question. Without scoring. Which club has he played the most games against without scoring? Answer when we come back. As is Mr. Tony Bellew as well. He's going to join us. Liverpool have agreed a deal for Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. It's an initial £69 million plus 10 in add-ons, and some say that sounds a bit steep for a 23-year-old with no Premier League experience. The champions have now spent almost £300 million this summer.
It's funny actually when you look at the journey that Michael Edwards, since he came back to Liverpool, and Richard Hughes, the sports director, have been on. They took a lot of flack for not signing anybody bar Chiesa last summer, and obviously Mamardashvili, who was sent out on loan. They took flack in January for not adding to their title challenge. They win the league, and then they go massive this summer. And I think some Liverpool fans would like a statue of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards now erected outside Anfield. So I think they're clear favourites for me.
So are Arsenal in danger of being left behind? How's that Gyökeres deal coming on, Mikel?
You know, I cannot comment in any player that is not part of our group yet.
Noni Madueke is not joining Arsenal for their pre-season tour of Asia, but other new signings, Zubimendi, Norgard and Arrizabalaga are there, and Arteta is looking to continue to add to his squad.
There's still a long time, you know, in the window, and we are seeking still in terms of numbers. We are short.
Over in Switzerland, captain Leah Williamson has trained with England ahead of their Euros semi-final. That's after rolling her ankle in the win over Sweden. But Serena Wigman is optimistic Williamson will play against Italy live on talkSPORT tomorrow night.
Good afternoon, you listen to Drive, Ade and Gabby. Remember the question before the break, the no Googling question. Marcus Rashford has played against which club the most without scoring? The answer is, do you know, any clue, any guesses?
Aston Villa.
West Brom. So
close.
Yeah,
I knew it'd be a Midlands team.
Geographically, very close. 7 games, no goals.
Shocking.
Bad. How's he getting a move to Barcelona if he can't score against West Brom?
Shouldn't even be allowed a Range Rover or a Mercedes.
Yeah, Audi.
No.
Why are we popularising all these cars? All right, still to come. We're going to be having some fun with the best of talkSPORT. But now, Alexander Usyk beat Daniel Dubois for the second time to become a 3-time undisputed champion on Saturday night. Remember, it was live right here on talkSPORT. Let's get more of a man who's been in the ring with Usyk, his former world champion, Tony Bellew. Tony, there's no one I wanted to speak to more than you after what happened, because you've been saying for years, and no one would listen, Tony, about just how good this man is, and all of a sudden, after that Dubois defeat, everyone's like, oh, all-time great. You've been saying all-time great since 2018.
Good evening, Tony.
Well, good evening, boys. I've been saying it since before 2018. I said in the press conference when I was going to face him myself, I'm a dope for actually getting in, but I suppose I was well embarrassed for doing it. He's exceptional, boys. He is what he is, and he's outstanding. He really, really is. I told everyone. The only time I ever doubted him and thought it was going to be too much was the first fight with AJ. I thought the size would be too much. Ever since then, I never doubted him again. And I never will. There's no one who's going to beat him. I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed the actual feet down because Daniel Dubois' feet were slow. So he changed the style once again. Against Fury, he adapted and he adjusted. He put front foot pressure for the first fight. The second fight, he held his ground and manoeuvred him around him. The guy's a genius, guys. Just like I said before, don't be shocked. Just admire what you're seeing.
Yeah, I've seen you say that, Tony. I was watching the fight, Tony. It was about to start, and I'm like, you get the goosebumps, and you're like, come on, then. You want the Brit to win, even though everyone loves Usyk. And after the first 2 rounds, I'm like, this guy's just moving away every time you throw a punch. How demoralising is that for a boxer when you try to give him a good shot and he's gone, and he hits you a couple of times and gone again?
You know what, Gab? The writing was on the wall the minute he landed the first strong jab in the first round. Daniel Dubois is a brilliant fighter on the front foot. He's what's called a flat track bully in boxing. When things are going his way and he's landing punches, he's an absolute nightmare for anyone, as we've seen in the AJ fight. But the minute you start to manoeuvre around him, make him miss a couple of times, and make him pay, by the way, he starts doubting himself. He starts feeling sorry for himself. And I'm sorry to use these words. It's just, this isn't my opinion, guys. This is a fact. This is the 3rd time now. And he starts looking for a way, and he just fell apart, guys, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, the first knockdown is a strong jab. That's what the first knockdown is. And then the second knockdown, when it comes, I just feel he's on the floor looking at the referee. Don't get me wrong, it's a heavy backhand over the top, and he's on the floor, and he's a bit dazed at first, but by the time the referee gets to 3 or 4, he's clearly looking at that referee, and he's not getting up. And I just, it was a look of a fighter who's like, what? I think the questions he needs to answer is, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for, and why am I doing it? Because if he's doing it for himself, believe you me, guys, he gets up. I got hit with the same shot off Usyk, and I was on my back flat, and on the count of 6, I'm up on my feet. And thankfully for me, the referee stopped it and saved me life, because I wanted to carry on. And I was flat on my back at the count of 1, on my back with me head relaxed on the bottom rope. But then I'm up at 6. Watch the fight back, and you'll see that's the sign of a fighter who's doesn't care and just wants to carry on fighting. I couldn't bear to stay down and stay on the floor. What you've seen in Daniel on Saturday was a fighter who takes a really heavy shot, but doesn't want to get up, guys.
Yeah, you're not the only one that said that, Tone. You can see it. He's actually looking at his corner, and then he jumps up at 10, and you're thinking, if you could jump up at 10, you could have jumped up at 6 or 7.
That's the worst part, mate. He's got a fantastic coach in Don Charles in his corner. I'm sorry to say, your father might be a brilliant father and be the best dad in the world, but understand this, you don't employ a boxing trainer to listen to your dad. It doesn't make sense. You don't employ a man to train you for 12 to 14 weeks, get you in the best shape of your life, to then get in the corner on fight night and look at your dad. I've got a very loving dad who followed me all around the world, was at every single professional fight I ever had. But if I'd have looked at my dad when I was facing him instead of Dave Caldwell, I'd have expected a slap off Dave Caldwell and tell him straight. And Dave would have done it as well. So it's just, I feel so sorry for Daniel, because I just think he's a lad who's so regimented in his ways. He gets into fantastic shape. He's a proper machine, guys, and he's had a really good career. But I just think the question needs to be asked: who are you boxing for? Why are you doing this? And is it to impress someone? Is it to keep on the good side? I don't know what it is, because he ain't fighting for money, guys. The boy's financially secure. He was financially secure a long time ago, to be totally honest. And I know that for a fact. So you have to ask the question of why is it? Because when he gets into these really hard moments in fights, that's when the real Daniel comes out. And the real Daniel doesn't want to fight. I'm sorry to say that. And it sounds harsh and really bad, but that's just the truth, guys. And listen, I'm a massive fan of him. I'm a massive fan of his sister. I think they're both brilliant fighters. But when you've had on 3 separate occasions now a moment of recollection, and you sit there and you go, I'm hurt, I'm down, and he's had enough. And the maddest part is he gets hit harder in the AJ fight. When he goes in for the finish with AJ wallops him with a shot that rocks him to his boot. Because he's on top in that fight and because his confidence is high, he rolls the dice and he fires back at AJ and he knocks him out. On Saturday night, he had 0 success, guys. He landed 1 decent body shot the whole fight, to which Usyk tapped his belly and just said, what was that? And then there was 0 else coming back. And that's, in my opinion, that's the attitude and that's the mentality of a guy that when the going gets tough, he doesn't want to fight. And you can never change that.
Tone, I do want to ask you about Josh Taylor, but before we get to Josh, very quickly, who obviously has announced his retirement. On Usyk, look, he wants to continue. You probably saw me in the ring sort of asking him, and he said there's going to be a couple more. Not who's deserving of it, Tony, because I think deserving is the answer. The answer is Joseph Parker. Who do you think can compete with him? Like, who can put up the best fight out there with him?
People won't like this, but the person who gives him the best fight is Tyson Fury, probably. People don't like me saying that, and I know everyone is furious about it, but he's the one who's given the most trouble. Him or AJ have given the rematch with AJ was level going into round 10. So, and AJ put a fantastic performance in the rematch. I think it's absolute lunacy to throw Moses Atuma in with Alexander Usyk now. I think that is absolute madness of the highest order. Has Moses Atuma even been past 6 or 7 rounds yet?
No. I think he had a 6-rounder once.
Why would you throw him in? Boxing is a sport where it's so unforgiving and you have to earn your stripes. I'm a huge Moses Atuma fan. I do believe he's the future of the heavyweight division, but he should in no way, shape or form be climbing in a ring with Alexander Usyk when he hasn't been past 6 rounds. I'm sorry. It's absolute crazy. A good fight for him. No one's more deserving than Joseph Parker, and I've screamed this from the rooftops. No one deserves the shot more. Joseph Parker, I can make a case for Joseph Parker deserving the shot more than Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
Because Joseph Parker's the man who went in with the absolute bogeyman of the division. Joseph Parker went in with Deontay Wilder, who, let's be totally honest, no one really wants to face him. And then he went in with someone even worse than Zhilei Zhang, and no one wants to face him. And he dealt with the 2 of them back to back. And then let's get something straight. On 48 or 72 hours notice, whatever it was, he went in with the greatest sparring partner the world's ever known in McCauley.
Billy Nelson's not going to be happy with that.
Well, listen, I can't judge on his fights because he's got a loss to, he's got a loss to the guy who was in my division, Michael Hunter, and he never rematched him, which I never know why. But according to the sources, he's battered absolutely every single fighter on the planet in sparring. He's dropped AJ in sparring. He's dropped Fury in sparring. He's dropped Usyk in sparring. He's splattered Dillian White in sparring. So this guy is like the Superman of sparring, but then it turns up to fight and he turns up the weight of a JCB truck and doesn't want to know. So, and then you give him notice, and then he turns up against FA Jaguar a couple of pounds later, 6 months later. So it's absolutely, you've just got to just call a spade, Dad.
Yeah.
Just be just brutally honest and call it what it is. I don't, obviously I'm not very well liked because I do that, but I don't really care, to be honest. Because guess what? I just sit in my house and I'm happy as Larry.
I miss Tony. I don't work with Tony enough anymore. All right, Tony, earlier we heard that former Undisputed World Champion Josh Taylor had announced his retirement for the boxing on medical advice. He's got that problem with his eye. He gave his first interview since the announcement to Simon Jordan and Spencer Oliver on talkSPORT. Let's listen in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big decision. It's quite a hurtful one to do, you know, to post, because I still feel I had plenty to give, but at the end of the day, my health is more important than boxing, and I've got a lot of life left to live after boxing, you know. It's due to my health reasons, my eyes, you know. I've had 4 operations in my eyes now, and it's just, I'm playing with my health too much now, and I've got a lot of life to live, you know. I don't want to end up going in boxing. I ended up going to get laser eye surgery in my eyes 2 weeks ago, and I found out that I had retinal tears in my in the retinal tissue. So that was my decision made for me. You know, I'm not willing to play roulette with my health, especially something as precious as my eyesight. So I've got a lot of life to live now, so I'm not willing to play lottery with my health.
Yeah, that was Josh Taylor speaking on the latest episode of Talk Boxing with Simon Jordan and Spencer Oliver. You can watch it from 8 o'clock over on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel later on today. He's made the right decision, hasn't he, Tony? I mean, he's achieved everything he needed to achieve. He became undisputed in such a short space of time. He would have hopefully made quite a lot of money as well. But I think we saw it with the Eka Usman performance. The very best Josh Taylor isn't there. And if he has problems with his eyes, I mean, then I guess that just compounds it even more.
Absolutely, a brilliant fighter, had a fantastic career. Yeah, can't be messing with your health, mate. Simple as that. Josh is also one of them fighters who is fighting to the finish. You know, if something goes wrong with one of his eyes while a fight's going on, you know he's carrying on. He's a proud Scotsman. So, yeah, it's very, very sad the way his career's ended. But if I'm being totally honest, he hasn't been the same for a while. And it showed in the Esserman fight, in my opinion. So, brilliant fighter. What he's done won't be matched again, to be for quite a while. To be fair, the first 4 belts champion in this country ever. So, he's an amazing fighter, mate. He really was. So he should be very proud of what he's done. Going in that tournament as well, the Super 16 that he done, that he won, it was unbelievable. So he's defeated some really big names, Froge, Ramirez. And yeah, he goes from strength. He just, you know, he moves on now.
Tony, yes or no? Very, very quickly, they're asking me to break. Does AJ fight Jake Paul? Yes or no?
If he does, he's probably going to get arrested.
Yes or no, Tone? Yes or no?
I have no idea, mate. I hope not.
Okay. Top man, Tone. Top man, thank you very much. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk Ashley Young, 40 years age, 40 years, looks set to sign for Ipswich. afternoon. You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. New car, same day drive away available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. Gabby is going to be building his perfect Premier League player. That's to come. But just quickly, Marcus Rashford has passed his Barcelona medical ahead of a loan move from Manchester United. James Trafford is ready to return to Man City, and they can agree a deal with Burnley for the goalkeeper. And Coldplay are back at Wembley this summer, and we've got a huge VIP prize up for grabs for one lucky listener. We're giving you the chance to win 6 tickets and a private box for you and your mates on August 22nd with full hospitality. Plus, we're chucking in 10 grand spending money, completely tax-free. Here's how to enter. 18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, just simply text the word WIN to 8338 by the 4th of August at 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. It's that simple. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or post your name and number to Coldplay Competition, PO Box 3190, Colchester, CO2 8GP, to arrive by 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com. All right, now it's time for this. Yeah, this is the best of talkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across the talkSPORT and our sister stations. All right, let's kick things off with this morning's breakfast show, where Jamie O'Hara was alongside his former gaffer Dean Saunders, and as usual, they were having a row.
You don't come on the Sports Bar no more, you don't fancy it?
No, but I think you've been there.
I've been you.
I think you've been there.
What do you think I've made a call?
Well, I've gone to the bosses. How come you don't ring me anymore? You've got me the sack off the sports bar as well as a...
Do you think I'd ever get you the sack off the sports bar? I love you on the sports bar. I just don't think you fancy coming down at 10 o'clock at night. No. Too busy playing golf, enjoying yourself.
I'm not getting any better at the minute. Golf.
I do like Dino. I do. Which of your former managers would you love to have on the show?
Martin O'Neill.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you not do a bit of him when he was here?
Nah, I've not done anything with him. Like, when I listen to him when he's on my Simon, he's outstanding, mate. He speaks his mind. He won't let someone talk to him badly either. I think he gives Jim White a bit as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, Jim. Yeah. Jim probably made the call not to have him on. All right, of all the ex-pros at talkSPORT, who had the best and who had the worst attitude as a player?
I'd say Benny had the best and Jamie's was the worst. Terrible attitude.
Really?
Wanted to be the David Beckham of Essex, didn't he?
Yeah,
that was his attitude. Shocking.
He probably was for about a month.
Yeah.
Right, if you were managing Jamie, how would you do it?
I'd man him from the canteen. I'll give him a packed lunch of tuna on its own with salad.
Yeah. And ice cream.
and I'll shut all the off licenses.
I love a lasagna.
Yeah. And then keep him off all them apps. That's how I'll do it.
Right, Jamie's going to be back on the breakfast show at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. This time he's going to be joined by another former gaffer, the great Neil Warnock.
On to this weekend's Fight Night Live, where Alexander Usyk retained his heavyweight belts by knocking out Daniel Dubois in the 5th round. Heavyweight Dave Allen was part of the talkSPORT commentary team, as was the legendary Gareth A. Davis.
Heavyweight boxing is about knockouts. When you are ringside, it's so thrilling. I've even got the elbows and forearms of Mr. Dave Allen moving my laptop along, and he doesn't even know he's doing it tonight. It's hard work. The cuddling against his thighs.
You know Gareth well, Ade.
I do.
Describe him in 3 words.
Oh, man. Eccentric.
Annoying. No.
Mad. Unhinged.
Okay. Any stories about a night out with Gareth?
Oh.
He's ditched us so many times on breakfast.
I will say this. Just if you're gonna go out Gareth, make sure your belly's full, because he's just Mr. Tequila, and more tequila.
No.
Yeah, like he just honestly, he'll drink you under the bed like he's just that guy.
Yeah,
just drink you. Yeah.
I have to share a tiny studio like this with Big Al every week. Who's the worst person to be trapped in a small room with at talkSPORT?
Gareth A. Davis. Honestly, because he does these weird things. He tries to do high kicks. So he always wants to have a little fight. I don't know. He thinks he's, for some reason, like he's 30 and he can still have it.
Just wants a little
he
grapple.
wants to have a little grapple. I'm like, what are you doing?
Scuff me.
Yeah, just stop. No need. So yeah, I'd say Gareth.
Fight Night returns to talkSPORT this Saturday, and you can catch Fight Night Extra with Gareth and Ade at 5 p.m every Tuesday
Best show.
over on talkSPORT 2. Get over there.
Shouldn't be on talkSPORT 2. Should be on talkSPORT. Best show. All right, let's finish with a clip from our brand new podcast. 21 minutes to go. Gonna get sued, aren't we, for that? Every week, Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy get together for a no-hold barred, adults-only show that lasts exactly 21 minutes and not a second more. Here's the fun boy recapping a close encounter when he was walking his dog.
Billy Dog, Billy Dog, Billy Dog, Billy Dog. Wouldn't come back.
What were you saying?
Billy Dog, Billy Dog. And he'd come back and his puppy recall wasn't great.
Yeah.
Next thing, over the distance, I can see two horse-shaped creatures sprinting.
Were they horses?
Sprinting towards Billy Nobles.
A horse-shaped creature?
Right, okay. At that stage, right, I didn't know. As they get close...
So you didn't know what?
They were donkeys.
They were donkeys.
He's so silly, isn't he? He's so silly. All right, if you could be any animal other than a human, obviously, for a day, which one are you going to be? Any animal.
Oh. Gotta be a lion, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's gotta be a lion, hasn't it? Lion King.
Yeah.
Do you know what my pet hate is, though, about people with dogs, though?
Go on.
Is when you're in a park or you're walking and then...
Dogs are right. Well, no, I don't know if it's all right.
Yeah, but like, the dog jumps up to you and but not everyone likes dogs.
Yeah,
not everyone's comfortable. Some people are scared of dogs. Like, I'm not really a dog guy.
Are you scared of dogs?
Not scared, but I just don't know where...
Dogs.
You know, sometimes you go around people's houses and their dogs are jumping on you. I'm just like... Can we get that dog? Can we move that dog a little bit? And I just
don't like the ones when you're on the road and they're like, "The dog's okay," and the dog's coming at me. Like, well, how do you know the dog's okay?
Why if the dog's having a bad day? Yeah, and it's like bites me. Like, you know what I mean?
All right, you can listen to 21 Minutes to Go wherever you get your podcast from, and new episodes drop every single Monday. And don't forget to download the talkSPORT app where you can swipe between talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2, and all of our sister stations, so you can never miss a moment. Next, I like this bit. It's going to be fun. Gabby's going to create or try and create, because I'm going to disagree with him a lot here. He's Super League hero from the Premier League.
When I throw the head kick, baby, you run.
Liverpool have agreed a deal for Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. It's an initial £69 million plus 10 in add-ons, and some say that sounds a bit steep for a 23-year-old with no Premier League experience. The champions have now spent almost 300 million this summer.
It's funny actually when you look at the journey that Michael Edwards, since he came back to Liverpool, and Richard Hughes, the sport director, have been on. They took a lot of flack for not signing anybody bar Chiesa last summer, and obviously Mamardashvili, who was sent out on loan. They took flack in January for not adding to their title challenge. They win the league, and then they go massive this summer. And I think some Liverpool fans would like a statue of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards now erected outside Anfield. So I think they're clear favourites for me, despite the fact that Arsenal obviously are trying to do business. Manchester City have added to their squad and we're in need of a rebuild. I think it's difficult to see beyond Liverpool retaining their title.
So are Arsenal in danger of being left behind? How's that Gyökeres deal coming on, Mikel?
You know, I cannot comment in any player that is not part of our group yet.
Noni Madueke is not joining Arsenal for their pre-season tour of Asia, but other new signings Zubimendi, Norgard and Arrizabalaga are there, and Arteta is looking to continue to add to his squad.
There's still a long time, you know, in the window, and we are seeking still in terms of numbers. We are short, and we have to improve the depth and the quality of the squad, and we are constantly looking in the market.
Over in Switzerland, captain Leah Williamson has trained with England ahead of their Euros semi-final. That's after rolling her ankle in the win over Sweden. But Serena Wigman is optimistic Williamson will play against Italy live on talkSPORT tomorrow night. And amid concerns Australia aren't giving the British and Irish Lions enough of a game, we've been talking about where else the Lions could go on tour.
Would love to see a tour down to Argentina and maybe some of the Pacific Islands, and then the one that's been muted this year, which would be unbelievable but very, very difficult, maybe particularly on the players because of the physicality, would be a tour to France.
Ahead of the second test on Saturday, we've got live coverage of the British and Irish Lions versus First Nations and Pacifica with Owen Farrell as captain. That's on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow from 10 a.m.
Good evening, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor. Still to come, we're going to discuss how data has changed the role of a football manager. Imagine how it's changed the role of a scout.
No.
Like, well, remember, scouts used to just go and watch a game. That was it.
Yeah,
don't have to sit in stands anymore.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just as long as his passing accuracy is over 90, then you know.
Good to go.
Yeah, good to go. Sign him up.
There you go.
8-year deal.
Yeah. Dig at Chelsea there. But first, the British and Irish Lions are back in action tomorrow, and it's live on talkSPORT 2.
Here we go, test match series up and running. The Lions kick off.
What Lions tours are about, you muck in, you get on with it.
To Ipalatu will glide into the right-hand side.
There's boys that are going to be involved tomorrow night that are going to play on Saturday, and it's just sort of the nature of the beast.
Pollock's got it back and he's barreling his way ball. Up and over the 22. Keeps going. 5 metres out. Can he get the offload away? Yes, he can.
It's a brilliant indication of just how good a talent Henry Pollock is.
I want to come on this tour and just be a sponge, absorb as much as possible, and I think I've done that. There's world-class players there, and if you're not learning, then you're in the wrong place.
Owen Farrell steps back, strikes it right-footed. The Lions fans like it. Owen Farrell likes it.
Bloke's rugby royalty. Like he goes down as one of the best ever, and this confirms that.
Lead the boys out tomorrow will be great. I want us to be the best we can possibly be.
Pangramosa with Gordon on his back. Has BPA done it? Yes, he has.
It's a special occasion. We get to really show who we are, playing for family.
They know it's there. They know that there's an opportunity with the prize potentially of being involved in the second or third test.
Good little package, that. Very, very good. Yeah, the British and Irish Lions took a 1-0 lead in this series, with next Saturday's match at the MCG against Australia being an opportunity for them to earn rugby immortality and their first series win in 12 years, whilst the Wallabies, it's simple do or die to keep the series alive. Remember, you can hear that blockbuster unfold live and exclusively right here on talkSPORT next Saturday, with our coverage starting from 10 o'clock in the morning, to set your alarms for that one. However, before that, the Lions had the small matter of a bruising encounter with the First Nations and Pacifica 15 live and exclusively on talkSPORT 2 on Tuesday. We kick off for that one at 11 o'clock. talkSPORT is, of course, your home of Lions rugby. All right, now the return of the Premier League is less than a month away. Thank God. Defending champions Liverpool get their new campaign underway when they host Bournemouth. It's live right here on talkSPORT on Friday, the 15th of August. So we thought it'd be a good idea for Mr. Agbonlahor here to build his Premier League superhero. He has to build basically the ultimate player. Look at that deep breath. By picking someone from the Premier League to fit each of the following attributes: left foot, right foot, shooting, skills, football IQ, and leadership. Not easy.
No.
Not easy. Who is, before we do that,
Yes.
Who is, considering those attributes there, who is the ultimate footballer that kind of encompasses that in the Premier League? Who would you say is close to having basically good at all of those things?
It's difficult, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah, because you got left foot, right foot, you got shooting, but
who's so two-footed in the Premier League?
Exactly.
Kevin De Bruyne was so two-footed.
Do you know who's so good with both feet?
Go on.
Semenyo. Tell me you saw that clip of him pre-season.
Yeah, I did see it, but he's smacking the ball. He's
on holiday somewhere, mate. He's doing these drills, and left foot and right foot, you don't know which foot he is.
It's a good shout.
And for Bournemouth to keep him and get him locked up to a new contract, amazing for Bournemouth, because he's a player that a lot of clubs would have liked. I would have loved him at Aston Villa.
There aren't that many good two-footed players. When I think of the best players, like Salah left, Saka left, Cole Palmer left. Do you know what I mean? They can use their right, but they're not that good. You're right.
Yeah, there's not many.
That many, is there?
No.
All right, should we do this?
Yes.
All right, go on, left foot, Salah, yeah?
No. So left foot.
Saka?
No.
Cole Palmer?
No.
What are we doing here?
Do you know what? I'm looking.
How did you get a job at talkSPORT? What are we doing here? 1 second.
You know
no Saka, no Cole Palmer, no Salah.
Do you know what I'm looking at with left foot? It's easy to name Saka, Salah, I think outside the box, Palmer, all outstanding left foots, all of them.
Yeah.
But this player, since he's joined Bournemouth last 2 seasons ago, last season, left foot, whenever I watched him, outstanding. Was in my team of the week for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. Kirkers. He's left foot, mate.
Good.
Wow. Mate, power, precision.
I'll take it. He's joining my Reds. I'll take it.
Exactly. That's the reason why Liverpool brought him, because even though he scored 2 goals last season, 5 assists, but
the engine down that left side.
It's the engine, but it's everything. He can whip a ball in, he can ping a pass, he can hit a strike as well from distance. He's got it all as a left back. And Robertson has got a lot to do to try and get that place from Kirkers. But I just think when I watched him, mate, easy to pick Palmer, Saka, these players, but Kirkers I'm going to go with.
All right, so you better go outside the box then with your right foot.
No, safety. safe with the right foot.
Go on,
do you know what? This guy turning down Saudi Arabia, committing his future to Manchester United. If Kevin De Bruyne was still in the Premier League, he will be number 1. But this guy, Bruno Fernandes, when I watch him play, what he lacks in speed, what he lacks in defensive,
such a good player.
When he gets the ball, he's passing. I mean, he would have had so much more assists if Hoyland could finish.
Yeah.
If the Manchester United attackers could put the ball in the back of the net.
I always feel sorry for him.
Yeah, because
he's almost wasting his best years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the assist that he should get. His
numbers should be incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even the way he strikes the ball, he can hit a screamer, he can score a free kick. When Manchester United have needed him, he's had late assists with crosses from corners, from free kicks. Outstanding talent.
And he passes it in so many different ways, doesn't he? He can drill it outside the boot, he floats it to the back post.
Outstanding right foot, mate.
Okay, fair. So Kirkers left foot, Bruno right foot, shooting.
Okay, so this was one where I struggled with, because if you asked me this in the era I played in, I would say, Ballack, Essien, Lampard, Gerrard. This is difficult. Van Persie, you know, all these guys that is Rooney.
It's like that volley Rooney scored from 25 yards.
Remember Rooney against Newcastle?
Yes.
That volley, top corner.
The angry volley.
Your boa.
Yeah. No way, yeah.
Now it's like, nope, get it out wide, get it passing, make overlaps. So third man running, like no one shoots as much, but this guy does love a screamer when he does. Yeah. McAllister.
Liverpool.
From Liverpool. 7 goals last season, but he scored 26 Premier League goals in 166.
I see them 7 goals. I might be wrong, but I think about 5 of them have been from outside the box.
Yeah, he loves a screamer.
Yeah,
and even his position as a centre midfielder, he's not an attacking centre mid. He's not going to play in the Verts role. to get 26 goals in 166 Premier League games, people might say, "Oh, that's nothing," but as an actual centre mid, where he's not flying forward all the time, he's getting a few chances a game. I think his stats are really good, and he can strike a ball.
You don't look at him as a goal-scoring midfielder,
but he can when you need him.
1 in 5, 1 in 6. That's okay.
Exactly, and someone that would be above him, but maybe missing the target just too much. Zoboslai. He can wallop a ball,
can't he?
Mate, he can smash
he should be in there based on what he does for Hungary, not for Liverpool.
Exactly. Some of the goals he scored have been outstanding, so I'm going to go with McAllister.
All right, left foot, Kirkers, right foot, Bruno, shooting, Alexis McAllister. Skills.
Okay,
Again,
skills.
There's not that many, is there?
I was thinking about Doku.
Good shout. Good shout.
I had to go with the boy Eze.
Yeah, Beretche's got a little bit, hasn't he?
Just what he does, mate. He's just like giving me anywhere, little tricks, glides past players. And when we say skills, we're not talking about kids that might think skills, the younger generation who are 13, 14, he can do step overs, heel toes. No, that's garbage. This is like skills to get past the player, but not overcomplicating it. Do you know what I mean? Skills can be receiving the ball on the turn.
Who would it have been in your era? Again, when you go back to
Cristiano. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Matt, I used to watch him, man. I used to be like looking at the centre half and thinking, glad I'm not over there. Looking at the right back and left back, like, ooh, I'm up front just there, chilling with the centre half, like, wait for the ball to come to the channel, down the channel for me. I'm like, ooh, Cristiano. Then Nani on the other side.
Good luck.
Like, good luck, lads. That looks painful. Getting twisted.
That's hard. All right, this one's not easy. Football IQ.
Okay, what does IQ mean? Ade?
Intelligence. Q something.
Quotes out, sir. This one was, there's a lot of players with high football IQ. Something I didn't have. But this player, and he's continued to do it after the season has finished, Cole Palmer. And I say that because when he receives the pass, some of the touches that he's done in the last season and a half, some of the little neat touches to get past the player, the timing of his through balls. Even when I was watching him in the Club World Cup, you was working out there.
Especially when João Pedro came. Yeah. Him and João Pedro, Batman and Robin type
he just
thing.
knows when to pass it. He knows when to play that ball in behind. And even against PSG in the final, the way he twisted up Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz losing his head.
Incredible.
He wanted to fight him.
He did.
He was popping it through. He was receiving the ball. He knows when to fake shot and score like he did against PSG. That's football IQ, knowing that right pass at the right time, knowing that the defender's coming. Knowing what you're going to do before he comes and presses you. It's a little thread.
How close was a Bernardo Silva to this? Because I think when I think about it, I think of Bernardo Silva.
100%. Very close. Bruno Fernandes, the same. There's so many players with football IQ where they know their next pass. Coutinho was outstanding for it at Liverpool.
Yeah.
There are players like that. Like, obviously, Messi is the top of the top for football IQ. But I just think Cole Palmer, he's going to be our go-to player. Definitely in the World Cup. I think he's going to get better and better, mate.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that England line up with players like that. Eberechi Eze's on this list, as you say, Cole Palmer as well. All right, leadership. That captain, that Roy of the Rovers, who is sort of the first... Who's the first face when you think leadership in the Prem?
Van Dijk. Yeah. Do you know why? Because when I watched Liverpool over the years, and especially last year, there were some games where Trent wasn't at it. And Trent's an experienced pro. He's not a young lad.
Yeah.
And I looked at Van Dijk and the camera went on him and he was fuming at Trent. He was screaming at him, was giving him evils. That's captain material where, you know what, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to be the top player. I'm going to do my talking on the pitch as my job. I'm going to be a leader and tell everyone else, if you're not at it, I'm on you. Don't care if you're another senior pro. I don't care if you're Mo Salah. That's what a leader does.
I think we saw it Van Dijk as well when he didn't even have the armband and it was Henderson.
Yeah.
And he would scream at Henderson.
Yeah, they'd go for it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a clip with James Milner, I think it was, and Van Dijk, and Milner must have had the armband back then, and he was giving Van Dijk. So he's like, you know what, I'm captain. I'm going to set the standards 10 out of 10, most games, like Van Dijk does, but also I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to drag everyone else. If you're not at it, you, Nunes, keep giving the ball away. I'm on you. I'm on you. That's what you need, because you need to be a bit scared, I think, of your captain. Like, you know what? His standards are high. It's not as if he's having a mare every game and he's trying to boss me around. He's at it. No one's getting past him.
How important is it for Liverpool then? Because Arne Slot's clearly taken the average age of the squad down. Ekitike's come young. Wirtz has come young. Kirkers, Frimpong. These are all young kids.
Yes.
And these are kids that, you know, might be excited by a big move, right? I mean, they've come from Bournemouth. They've come from different places. How important is it Van Dijk sort of lays the law down early to
he would have already.
Okay.
Straight away.
Yeah.
in the change room. Listen, you might have your fun around the training ground, and you might do. When we're winning next year, we're winning the Champions League. We're fuming at the way we got knocked out against PSG. It was penalties, wasn't it? Next year, win the Champions League and win the Premier League. We win here. Look at the history of Liverpool. I know you're smiling because you're a Liverpool fan.
No, I'm happy because
look at that
I can
era.
imagine Van Dijk saying
of
this.
Of course, we're winning. Like Arsenal don't care what they're doing. Don't care what Man City are doing. Don't care what Chelsea are spending. You're here to win. Liverpool win. That's what Van Dijk could be saying. Even in games pre-season, we're winning.
Yeah,
that mentality, mate.
Yeah, the standard has to be set. Quickly going to go through that again. So left foot, in terms of creating that Premier League superhero, he's gone Kirkes. Right foot,
Bruno Fernandes.
Shooting,
McAllister.
Skills,
Eze.
Football IQ,
Cole Palmer.
And leadership,
Virgil van Dijk, mate.
It's a great list, isn't it? It really
done all right there, haven't I?
I think you've done fantastically well.
It was really difficult. That took me 2 hours, guys. Appreciate it.
Longer than that, by the way. God, I'm not even joking. Longer than that, but he asked everyone's help. Even though IQ meant none of us did. All right, when we come back, we are going to talk a bit of Ashley Young. Good evening, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint, fans of cars, all at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we're going to be looking ahead to the third day of the World Match Play Darts, which you can hear over on talkSPORT 2. It gets underway from 7 o'clock. But some quick news for you. Brighton striker Evan Ferguson is going to have a medical with Italian side Roma ahead of joining them on loan. Good move for him. Man City put a £35 million price tag on West Ham target James McAtee. And this is big news. talkSPORT understands that Ashley Young is set to join Ipswich on a free transfer. He had been in talks of a return to former club Watford after being released by Everton, but they have been priced out of a move due to his wage demands, and now looks set to team up with Kieran McKenna. Oh, you got to get your money. Got to get your last contract. You got to get your money. Now he can link up to join with Kieran McKenna at Ipswich. Look, you know him well, Ashley Young. Yeah. Firstly, I mean, 40. He turned 40 a couple of weeks ago. I mean, for him to still be up and down, and it's not like he's in this kind of, and I'm not saying any position on the mid pitch is easy, but say like a holding midfielder.
Yeah,
it's easier than what he's doing. I mean, he's up and down as a wing back. I mean, constantly. I mean, he's fit as a fiddle. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, he's a rarity, Youngie. He's come out and said himself he feels fitter now than he did 10 years ago.
Wow.
And he could always run, mate. I was actually at Watford on loan because he was out injured when he was at Watford.
Okay, yeah.
I went at 19. I remember coming out to one session, mate, when I was only there for a month or 2 months. And I was like, who's this? I didn't know him.
Yeah.
And I was just seeing this guy whipping balls in, mate. Whip, top corner. Did we shooting in his recovery from coming back from injury? I was like, who's that? And I'm like, oh, that's Ashley Young. He's the main man here. That's why I was only there a month to set me back, because he'd come back from injury. But he was whipping balls, top corner, bottom corner. Outstanding plan. And when he come to Aston Villa a couple of years later, I was buzzing. Yeah. Really close to him. Outstanding talent. And to think that he would have ever played defence when he was at Aston Villa, I was like, no way. Someone told me at Villa, Youngie would be a left back or right back. Say, don't you dare.
Because that guy would never head the ball. Player.
He hated heading the ball. He used to train sometimes in big jackets, like big waterproof jackets. But what he's gone on to do in his career, I think a standout achievement for him, even though he went to play for Manchester United, is winning the Scudetto with Inter.
I'm telling you. I'm so happy you mentioned that, because I think a lot of people would have gone United and focused on United. No. But for him to say, all right, I'm going to go out of my comfort zone and go to Italy and start and play and be a main sort of fixture there. Yeah, agreed.
And to still be going, mate, and to test themselves. It could have, the easy option could have been, okay, I'm going to go back to Watford and retire there, the club that I started at. No, I'm still going to go to Ipswich and try and get promoted.
Yeah.
It'll be a big part there. So if that does happen for him, I wish him all the best.
And maybe that's one thing that Ipswich side lacked last season, that experience.
Yes.
Like just I mean, and you can't get more than the experience in Ash. This is what be his 23rd year in football.
Scary, isn't it?
23rd year in football. That experience is invaluable.
And he's got the experience of going to major tournaments in his country as well. He's got everything. You can use the experience of playing at Inter under Sir Alex Ferguson, the experience that he's got. So I'm sure he'll, if he does sign for them, he'll probably play more than he expects as well.
Yeah, played quite a few
last
games.
Season. He's
played a lot. Yeah,
over 30.
30 games for Everton, so you'll do well.
And 40 doesn't matter. It's how you feel, how you train, and managers will judge you. So some managers say 40, no way, but he's different, fit.
All right, let's sort of go on the other scale now. A player that's sort of making waves across Europe. Looks like he's heading to Liverpool, and that's Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool look like they're going to do the deal done for a fee of around 69 million, which could rise to 79 million. There's a lot of talk about Isak. That's now died down, and it's like Ekitike is their man. So Liverpool would have got Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, Florian Wirtz, and now Ekitike. Is there too many moving parts at Liverpool? Do you think this is the case of strengthen from a strength position?
100%. It's not spending much apart from Chiesa, was it, the season before? Yeah. It's say, you know what, we got that money, let's go and spend.
Let's
go again now. How dare PSG think they can beat us? That's ours. We're going to go and win the Champions League next season. And what he's going to offer as well, and he won't be the finished article yet.
Yeah.
Ekitike, do you know what I mean?
Is that a problem though? Because they had that with Darwin Núñez. Yeah, and everyone said the same thing about Darwin, didn't they?
Yeah.
Not the finished article, and 3 years later, it hasn't been the finished article.
Yeah, but I look at Ekitike and I'm not seeing a lot of him. Can't lie that I have. But what I've seen of him, he looks like a player who looks like he wants to learn. I mean, last season, 15 goals in 33 appearances. And what's funny is PSG paid, I think, over 30 million for him.
Yeah.
But only sold him for 15 million to Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So in the space of a year and a half, look at what he's done.
Yeah.
And for Liverpool aren't going to go and pay that as a panic buy. They'd have done the research. Arne Slot would have known exactly what sort of player he is. And he's quick, running behind, can finish as well. And it adds, doesn't it? Maybe he doesn't start every game. Maybe you play without a striker.
All right, then. So if Luis Diaz stays, because there's a lot of talk about Bayern Munich and Luis Diaz, and I hope he stays, because, again, I think he's one of the best left-sided players in the world. That front six for Liverpool is what?
For me, it is... I've got the team here that I've done earlier. Alisson, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkers. Wow. All the best. All the best. Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz. As your three in the middle, Diaz, Ekitike, Salah.
Okay.
That still leaves you with Gakpo, who at times last season was very good. Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
You've got Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
If he stays, all
Conor
goes.
Bradley.
You've got
I don't think that's a foregone conclusion, by the way, that Frimpong starts with Conor Bradley.
Exactly,
I think it's a battle.
It's options, isn't it, back there? But Liverpool have got to be careful with Konate. Because Real Madrid are doing what they do.
And he's got a year left. He's got a year left.
I think he's asking for big money, mate.
He's asking for big money. Do you just sell now and just go and get Gahey? And just say, okay, we don't want to do this again.
But do you just give him bigger money? Because he's an absolute giant.
How good is he?
Mate, he's good, mate.
Yeah, is he? Okay.
Mate, he's one of the defenders that I watch and I'm like, I don't really want it with you, mate. If I was playing, I look at him like, this is long today.
Yeah.
It's long. You're big, strong, quick, aggressive. Set pieces, you have to pick him up. It's long. Do you know what I mean, mate? He's a top defender.
And the problem is, it isn't just Madrid, it's PSG as well.
Exactly, mate. He's a lot better than Upamecano. I'll tell you that straight.
Yeah,
him and Saliba are like, there's not much in it between Saliba and Konate. Maybe Saliba's better on the ball, slightly. But Konate is a defender that I would say, he's definitely better than Gahey. Tell you that straight.
Okay, it's interesting. All right, final one. Who's the biggest threat to Liverpool winning the title next season, do you think? Is it Arsenal, City, or is it Chelsea? Now the world champions.
Well, everyone says when I bring up Chelsea, no, it's top four again. It's improvement. It's a long project, so I dare not say Chelsea.
Look at their squad.
They've got 10 years till they need to go and win a Premier League. It seems like they've got the world. They can just relax. They haven't got a problem. So I will go. I'll say Arsenal. Reason why: Zubamendi coming in pushes Rice further forward. Wanyeri signing a new contract is going to put pressure on Odegaard in that position because Odegaard weren't great last season. Madueke, I think, will play more than people think on that left-hand side. Played a lot for Chelsea last season off the left. And then Palmer or Neto sometimes played off the right. That leaves you with Martinelli and Trossard.
Is he gone, I think, Trossard?
No, Trossard's still there. So they've done Tuesday. It gives good options on the left-hand side. And Madueke will cover if Saka gets an injury. You never know. Like last season, he got an injury for a lengthy amount of time. So I think Arsenal are going to be up there. But then I look at City, mate. I look at Aït-Nouri. He's up there with Kerkers, mate. He's everything you need in a left back. Aït-Nouri. He can score goals. He's quick, aggressive, so good going forward.
I think they have a centre back problem, City.
Yes, that's the only problem.
I think they have a centre back problem. Yeah.
But Gvardiol will go in the middle now.
With who though?
With Akanji. Still need a right back. You're looking at Nunes right back. But I look at Shirky, Marmoush, Foden and Haaland as a front four. Savinho on the bench. Doku on the bench. Grealish could still be there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a good league.
Mate, it could be a good battle next season.
We said it every season, don't we?
But Chelsea are fine. It's a project. Give them time. They're doing amazing. Okay?
All right, cool. All right, we're going to discuss when we come back what has changed the role of a manager of all this new data stuff. But it's time for no Googling. All right, Hugo Ekitike looks set to sign for Liverpool. He will become the fifth player to play for the club whose surname is spelt the same forward, as it is backwards. Can you name the other four? Good luck to you on that one. Can you name the other four? Answer when we come back.
Liverpool have agreed a deal for Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. It's an initial £69 million plus 10 in add-ons, and some say that sounds a bit steep for a 23-year-old with no Premier League experience. The champions have now spent almost £300 million this summer.
It's funny actually when you look at the journey that Michael Edwards, since he came back to Liverpool, and Richard Hughes, the sports director, have been on. They took a lot of flack for not signing anybody bar Chiesa last summer, and obviously Mamardashvili, who was sent out on loan. They took flack in January for not adding to their title challenge. They win the league, and then they go massive this summer. And I think some Liverpool fans would like a statue of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards now erected outside Anfield. So I think they're clear favourites for me.
So are Arsenal in danger of being left behind? How's that Gyökeres deal coming on, Mikel?
You know, I cannot comment in any player that is not part of our group yet.
Noni Madueke is not joining Arsenal for their pre-season tour of Asia, but other new signings, Zubimendi, Norgard and Arrizabalaga, are there, and Arteta is looking to continue to add to his squad.
There's still a long time, you know, in the window, and we are seeking still in terms of numbers. We are short.
Over in Switzerland, captain Leah Williamson has trained with England ahead of their Euros semi-final. That's after rolling her ankle in the win over Sweden. But Serena Wigman is optimistic Williamson will play against Italy live on talkSPORT tomorrow night.
Good evening, this is Drive, Ade Oladipo and Gabby Agbonlahor. The question, the no Googling question before the break. Hugo Ekitike is surname is spelled the same forwards as it is backwards. He is the 5th Liverpool player whose surname is that. The others are Andrew Hanna, David Hanna, Ozan Kabak and Shea Ojo. Wouldn't have got that. Yeah. I'll be honest, I've never heard of Andrew Hanna or David Hanna. No. I'm embarrassed.
Ojo sounds like one that makes sense. Yeah, it does. O-J-O.
Right, following us from 7 o'clock, Flex, host of Transfer Insiders. This evening he has Rory Jennings alongside him as they cast their eye over a busy transfer window. From 7 o'clock over on talkSPORT 2, you can hear live commentary of night 3 of the World Match Play darts. We've seen an unbelievable standard, I think it's fair to say, of darts across the weekend, as well as some shocks as well. So let's look ahead to what we can expect tonight with former pro and talkSPORT commentator Paul Nicholson. Paul, how are you, my man?
Good evening, Paul.
Hey, good evening. How's it going?
Good. Paul, can you hear us? You can hear us clearly, can't you?
Yes, I can.
There you go. Paul, before we get into it, I've got to ask you, I saw something, it must have been a few days ago, and it kind of blew my mind. It was Luke Humphreys and Luke Little are playing outside. And it was just awful because darts were going all over the place and they were missing doubles and trebles. What was that? And is that a thing that we should just scrap?
Yeah, that was a big exhibition at Hyde Park in London. And what it did was it illustrated just how difficult it is to play world-class darts or darts in any way, shape or form outside when it's breezy, even when the weather is beautiful like it was in Hyde Park. The thing is, you've got to have a controlled environment to have world-class action like we're having here at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. So outside darts, whereas it's fun, it's probably not going to be at the same standard.
All right, so tonight's match is Chris Dobie versus Ricardo Pietrezco, Gerwyn Price versus Daryl Gurney, MVG versus Raymond Van Barneveld, probably the match of the night, and Ross Smith versus Josh Rock. In terms of those games, I mentioned MVG versus Raymond Van Barneveld. I mean, obviously, look, Raymond's not what he used to be, but it's still a cracking game to watch between those two.
Yeah, it's an El Clasico of darts, isn't it? Because Michael may be going through some stuff away from the hockey, and Raymond van Barneveld is keeping his career alive in his late 50s. Maybe they're not at the peak of their powers, but it's still one of those games that you won't be able to take your ears off when we're live on talkSPORT 2 from 7 o'clock. The other games tonight, they're probably going to be better standard, but when you have two titanic players like Raymond van Barneveld and Michael van Gerwen going head-to-head, the main question is, who's going to win? And we are going to find out tonight.
I want to ask you how important it is that we see upsets, because does that make it more interesting every time you watch the darts if you see more upsets?
That's a great statement there, Gabby, because in this tournament we've seen 6 seeds fall over the last couple of days. If we have 2 more seeded players as casualties tonight, that will be a record for the World Match Play, and we've been coming here since 1994. We do need upsets, we do need unexpected runs from people, and you never know, it might come from people who are here tonight.
Yeah, one upset we haven't seen is Luke Litter being knocked out. I mean, he looks fantastic. Averaged nearly 109 yesterday as he thrashed Ryan Searle 10-2. It's hard to look past Luke Litter at the moment. He's almost becoming the Phil Taylor of darts nearly 2 decades ago. He's so dominant right now.
He's playing wonderful darts, isn't he? And I think he's picked and choosed his events very well over the last 6 months. He's not a big fan of playing in Germany. He's made no secret of that. But the thing is, this is really local to him. And over the last couple of weeks, he's made no secret of the fact that he has desire to play well here. Now that he's got a first win on the stage behind me, and in the manner that he did it, the 5th best average of anybody who's won a match of any sort of first or second year here, Littler will feel very confident going into his next game. He will be feared by the other players no matter what they say, because in the first 5 or 6 legs that he played last night, he was unbelievable, and he was looking at maybe creating history with the biggest average ever seen on this stage. He's got all of the tools to win this, but he's only 1 down. He's got 4 more games to go.
Cheers, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thank
World
you,
Match
Paul.
Play darts over on talkSPORT 2 gets underway from 7. I can smell the beer from here.
Smells good.
It smells very, very good. All right, let's turn our attention to golf because Scotty Scheffler gained a 4th major title and completed a 3rd leg of a career Grand Slam by cruising to a full shot victory at the Open over the weekend. The world number 1 made headlines though before the tournament, with comments he made about not feeling completely fulfilled by the sport despite his recent dominance. And even after winning the Open yesterday, he stressed that his achievements in the sport won't define him as a person.
I would say my greatest priorities are my faith and my family. You know, those come first for me. Golf is third in that, in that order. And I've said it for a long time. Golf is not how I identify myself. I don't identify myself by winning tournaments. Right now, I'm the best player in the world. This week, I was the best player in the world. I'm sitting here with the trophy. We're going to start all over in Memphis, back to even par. The show goes on. And it's hard to describe what it feels like because, I don't feel any different because I've won a golf tournament.
It's strange. I say it's strange. It very much mirrors what Alexander Usyk said the other day.
Yes.
When he talks about like boxing's almost like it's just a job, and the most important thing is sort of his belief in Christ and his family.
Of course.
That's what he kept on saying, and it wasn't a case of boxing. No. I want to stop now and go and see my family. That's the most important.
And that's what you should be, shouldn't it? Family always first. Like dad's brothers, sisters, moms, dads, kids. Family will always come first. So I like what Scotty Scheffler said there. And what Usyk says. And that's always sometimes when you talk about football and some players, it is a job. When Ben White said he doesn't like watching football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It is a job. Go out and do your job, get paid your money and go back to your family. Not every footballer or every sportsman is totally in love with what they do.
Yeah.
It's like a job, isn't it? That's why sometimes there's not loyalty in sport from a club and from a player. Yeah. I'm going to leave and go to this club for more money. See you later.
That's
Bye-bye.
it. Yeah, that's it. Right. Not
it's a job, mate.
It's a job.
See you later.
Yeah.
In a bit.
What's scary is Scotty Scheffler right now is playing incredible golf, and it's almost like he's just 1 foot in, 1 foot out, which is kind of scary. All right, let's stick with golf because over the weekend we did receive the incredibly sad news that Bob Bubka, our friend, colleague, and voice of golf here at talkSPORT, had passed away at the age of 83. Bob and his iconic voice were a massive part of our golf coverage for over 25 years, and his friend Rupert Bell has been paying tribute to the great man.
Radio is about voices, and there is no doubt when you heard Bob Bupka speak, it just grabbed you.
What a performance, what a player, what a championship.
His distinctive American tones enthralled and entertained talkSPORT listeners for over 25 years.
Birdie putt comes up just 2 inches shy, but he's going to walk up and tap it in. Congratulations to Brooks Koepka. He wins his 3rd major in his last 7 attempts.
In later years, Bob's health made it difficult to travel, and his last Open in situ was at St Andrews. He loved being there, and the relish which he drove his motorised wheelchair around the city was fantastic. But what he also loved was the interaction with talkSPORT listeners. And I know in the end, being part of the talkSPORT family was so important to him as he struggled with ill health. But even when physically frail, that voice never faltered. Covering the majors will never be the same without that extraordinary voice drawing us in to the magnificent sport of golf. Bob, we'll miss you.
Certainly will miss Bob Bubka, who passed away at the age of 83. As said on that piece there, the voice of golf for talkSPORT for over 25 years, and someone that I know I spoke to on so many occasions, and he did just have that unique voice.
Honestly, mate, every time I spoke to him with Big Al or Ali, whoever I was working with, afterwards I'll be like, that voice.
Yeah, this the energy.
That voice, that passion in the voice, and special. Some people, you hear the voice and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any more golf talk from anyone else but him.
Apart from Bob Bubka. Yeah. It is sad. It is. Loads of texts coming in as well about Bob Bubka. Yeah, it's a sad day. Bob Bubka passing away at the age of 83. When we come back, we're going to talk about the difference in football now, and we're more going to sort of veer towards data and how it's changed the role of a football manager. Stick with us when we come back. Listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor just coming up to 7 o'clock. And Motorpoint, new car with same-day drive away available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. Following us from 7 o'clock, Flex hosts the Transfer Insiders this evening. He has Rory Jennings alongside him as they cast their eye over a busy transfer window. And over on talkSPORT 2 from 7 o'clock, you can hear live commentary of Night 3 of the World Match Play Darts. Now, we're giving you the chance to win seats. I don't know why I still find this funny. To win 6 tickets in a private box for you and your mates on August 22nd with full hospitality. Plus, we're chucking in 10 grand spending money, completely tax-free for you Coldplay fans out there. Here's how to enter. 18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland for a chance to win. Text the word WIN to 83338 by the 4th of August at 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. It's that simple. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or post your name and number to Coldplay Competition, PO Box 3190, Colchester, CO2 8GP, to arrive by 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com. And now, don't forget as well, former Premier League boss Neil Warnock joined Jamie O'Hara and Dean Saunders on a breakfast show earlier today, and he had some interesting things to say about how the role of a football manager has evolved.
I was told players to sign at Middlesbrough and places like that, and by data. And I went to watch the videos, and I remember one day I wanted a left back, and they said, "Oh, I've got one. Come and have a look." And within 2 or 3 minutes, I said, "No, that's no good." He dived in on the winger, then he goes and fouls away, and I said, "He can't defend." "Yeah, but his stats are fantastic. He has so many headers, he wins so many times." I said, "He can't defend." Are you listening to me?
It's interesting, this, isn't it? This new sort of data-driven football world, especially when it comes to signing players, though, because some will say, though, it's worked for certain teams. Brighton and Brentford, right? The Moneyball sort of formula, it's worked for them, and it has worked for them. Look at the players they've got. Look what they've sold them on for. Yeah. But surely it's the eyes, the eye test, like just the old-fashioned way of just watching a player, then going to speak to a player, go and speak to his family members, find out what he's about. Surely that has to still be the way which most managers do their business.
It has to be, and I feel that if I was a manager, I want to watch the player myself. I want videos, because you can't get to like most of the games because you've got your season going on. But you know what? If I can, even if you have to get a flight after your game on a Saturday and that player's playing on a Sunday in a different country, I want to go and watch him. Yeah. For myself. What's he like when he's under pressure? What's he like when he's a left back and he gets skinned by the right winger? Does he crumble? Does he go again? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? All
what's
these,
he like when he gets hit?
Yeah, what's he like when there's a corner
against him,
or a cross comes in and he gets a little foul? Does he stay down? Is he up straight away? All this is in a player that you want to know. You don't want to just be like, all right, the stats are he plays 90 minutes and his high intensity is this, he sprints in a game, his distance covered is always over 11 kilometres, blah, 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 blah. And...
But that's important, though, no? Aren't those things very important? Of course,
they're important.
To play devil's advocate on it, yeah.
They are important, but that shouldn't be the reason why you sign a player. And if I was a manager, I'm going to be the one getting judged. If I want to go and manage again for another club in the future, and I'm just losing games and I'm struggling, I can't go to that new club in a year's time saying, please give me this job. It wasn't my fault because the scouts and the stats brought the players.
Is it more worrying then that there are people at football clubs that they're more statisticians at football club than football people?
Oh, there's so many now, mate. If you knew the amount for Premier League clubs, especially like the top 10 Premier League clubs,
what's it like? Go on,
how much
you
staff?
Get the insight.
Mate, there's staff, mate. There's like even Champions League games. You would hate to know the amount of analysts, and for this bit of video that you need, you might have 3 people for that. You might have how many chefs have you got? There's so many on the payroll now at clubs, and I don't think top clubs will just look at stats. I wouldn't imagine Pep, Slot, Unai Emery picking a player just on stats. They're big managers, top managers who want to see the player. Yeah, I mean, Pep isn't signing Shirky in the summer because of stats. He's watched him. He knows what he's like. He knows what his character's like. How good of a player is he?
I do wonder, though, because the role of the sporting director has become so big now that almost the trust is like, I almost feel like Slot's giving the eyes, for example, to Michael Edwards and say, okay, you sign that player. I trust you now based off the stats and based off your eye test. I do wonder sometimes how many times these big managers, especially when it comes to the big players, actually go and watch the big players.
Be interesting to know. Yeah. Like you said, even if with Ekatike?
Yeah.
What is that slot, or is that, like I said, Michael Edwards saying, you know what, he'll be good, he's 23, let's get him now before he's capped for France, because that'll add on 50 million.
100%.
All these maybe reasons why they've gone for him now, but I still think top managers will be like, yeah, he suits my style of play. I've seen him, I've watched him. Did you watch him last season against Spurs in the Europa League? Play Frankfurt, didn't they? And beat them. So, yeah, it's interesting, but I just know the old school managers won't have it.
Yeah.
Maybe these new young managers, like early 30s, early 40s, different mindset, but I'll tell you now, the old school managers, Martin O'Neill, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Get out.
I think this conversation is fascinating, because now I watch football, and I say this as a football fan, and I see football has changed so much.
Of course.
Yeah, it's changed. So I'm almost watching it from a stat-based game now.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to watching it with flair and a step over, or, a drop of a shoulder.
Mate.
Now it's just, I almost feel like it is stats. Everything is done is stats. Sideways passes is marked down, right? The amount of time a player's run is marked down. So the idea of a flair player and a player that used to do something is gone.
Do you know what it is as well? When I watch football now, and my team's included at times, Villa, you watch it and you're like, keeper to the right back to the keeper to the centre-half to the centre-half, back to the keeper. And I think there was a mistake against Manchester United last game of the season. Know where it come from?
Yeah.
Matty Cash wanted to play it back to the keeper. Short pass. Hoyland gets in front. Martinez takes him out. Red card. We end up losing the game because you want to play the ball backwards. But that's not the player's fault.
I guess because you want possession football,
but that's the manager telling him to do that. If it's not on, don't force it, come back, play along the back, go out the other side, don't force it, come back. But when you're watching it, even at games, sometimes you're like, boring. Defenders, why are they having so many touches? Goalkeeper, foot on the ball, so many touches. When it comes off, you're like, that's why. Person next to you, like, that's why they play like that, John. That's why they play like that. But 10 times it might be like, pass round the back, pass round the back, pass round the back. Into the midfield, back, it's boring.
If a player kind of breaks rules here and goes against the manager, are they getting them? Okay, yeah.
100%.
I was going to ask.
Managers will be screaming. You see them on the sideline now, they're screaming if you haven't done as you're told. Do you know the amount of meetings they have now? Do you know the amount of shape they do now? We used to hate shape back in the day, but doing shape tomorrow.
Because I watched Cole Palmer a lot last season. Again, I watched him at the Club World Cup and it was fantastic. But I watched him a lot last season, and almost as though he got sort of bogged down into the stat side of football and wasn't able to be a flair Cole Palmer. And then he fell off last season, didn't he?
Of course.
Second half of last season, completely fell off.
And there was times where Chelsea fans were fuming at the way Chelsea were playing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, Enzo Fernandez, no, I'm not going to make that pass. It's a bit risky. Could have went through 1v1, but not going to make that pass. Come back, go back. Back to a keeper that can't use his feet, Sanchez.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
Give the ball away.
Yeah.
Fans don't like it, mate, but this is the way it's going now. It's all robotic. John Terry said it the other day.
It's the same for all the football clubs, by the way.
It's not fun.
It's the same. Gabby, it's been fun.
As always, my friend.
Fun. Tomorrow should be fun as well. Tomorrow should be really fun. Looking forward to speak. We're going to speak about AJ versus Jake Paul tomorrow, by the way. I thought I'd save it for tomorrow because it's a big discussion. Let's not waste it today on the opening day, right? The B team is back tomorrow. Ade and Gabby. Up next is another B team, actually, because this is my show. Flex and Rory Jennings.
Feel these sweet sensations. Honey, love's like a superstar.
We are firing, we're flying, and our fists are punching. Good night.
Fascination.
Liverpool have agreed a deal for Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. It's an initial £69 million plus 10 in add-ons